Good. We're off to the races. Here comes the countdown and the start in 3. Oops, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode and session of There Will Be Dungeons. We're going to play D&D today, and we're really glad to be back with you folks. So thanks for being here. If you're watching at home, listening at home, or however you're catching us, we're kind of mid-fight, and it's time to get back on the train. So get on. It is September 24th, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson with Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Kristen Ashton, and of course Kyle Ferguson. And a quick reminder at the top of the show that if you like our show, one way to support us is head on over to our friends at phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD and try out those teas today. They're based on our campaign, and you'll love them. That's phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. And now, as is tradition, I hand the mic to Kristen, who will catch us up on what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, the plan was placed. A delectable dinner was delivered by Stanley and all prepared for the potentially perilous pursuit. The next morning, they made to make mincemeat of the menace. All took their place and the principal began as bait. The Tarrasque tore at the team and was led toward Varel's trap. After a few close calls and a surf through sigil, it was time to test Varel's mountain mayhem. Now rejoin our heroes and their forces as the battle rages for the fate of the wide and weird world of the Wastes.
All right, Bo, it's back to you.
All right, we begin our session today showing a scene of sand and a little wind blowing on the sand. And then the sand shifts a little bit. And as it moves, a sand squid begins emerging from the surface. As it emerges, it twists the sand and then goes back down and into the earth. You see it. We follow the earth as it parts. You can see it parting underneath, so the sand drops a little bit. And the wind picks up again. And the sand squid swims along until we see the foot of a great lizard folk warrior. Varel Rasvim Kurik, hands on his side, looking out into the distance, seeing a plume of dust emerge from ground to sky, blackening the sky in the distant horizon, and 3 specks, I should say. We're down to 3 specks of humans. Is that right? Hang on. It is 4. Sorry. The principal. We have, I believe, Stanley and Hope on a surfboard. And we have Nash on a surfboard. It is 3. Okay, great. I can count. I can't count. Varel, you see them flying at your direction at top speed. Around you, lizard folk and goblins, having been previously instructed to take position, hold in somewhat hiding positions behind the mountains in the canyon. I will display it on the map for you. Any last-minute adjustments for today you can make as you see fit. As the explosives are lined along the bottom of the canyon, and the plan is underway to lure the great world-breaking Tarrasque through the canyon and explode it, locking it into place so that you can assault it.
Sounds good.
All right, no last-minute adjustments. Hope,
no,
Nash,
I think we're all set.
All right, Hope, Nash, Stanley, you are flying on your surfboard. The chrome surfboard's at top speed. Just behind you is the Tarrasque. His mouth is large and circular, half in the ground. He has rows of teeth, some rows of teeth spinning clockwise, others spinning counterclockwise as it consumes the earth, breaking it, breaking the world essentially as it digs in a direction towards you, with the principal and your attacks having previously provoked it. You are gunning for the canyon as planned at high speed. Are there any adjustments to be made to the plan, or do you continue on through?
Keep going.
Yeah, I think we just go. Unless there's something we're forgetting. Is there anything we were doing right before that we're supposed to?
No, I think we're just leading him to the trap.
Okay.
All right, then with great determination, we see Hope's determined face as she pedals on the surfboard. We see Stanley holding on to Hope. We see Nash flying intensely underneath his hood, a grit like as he guns his surfboard. The principal remains like a mannequin of a man, simply stoically looking forward. Vorel, the cloud of dust rises higher and higher, cloaking the sky and blotting out the sun with its smoke as it gets closer. And as it gets closer, all the ground shakes, the rocks move around. You hear this sifting like happening all, and it's loud throughout the quiet desert as the sand shifts everywhere. And within an instant, they are in your vicinity, and the party on their surfboards flies past and are well past this area. I'm going to put your tokens onto the map. Give me a second. Okay. Put your tokens onto the map. Now, for your direction, are you guys circling back or doing anything to put yourselves in position, having but a few seconds before the Tarrasque moves through the area?
So it's coming right down into this funnel opening, right? Or that's what we're drawing.
I will provide you with a visual. Let's put the Tarrasque on the table.
Oh my lord. Okay. Oh, so we're coming up through that way.
So you're heading south to north on this map. Yes.
Got it.
So you're going to fly through like pod racers, winning the pod race in Mos Eisley, I think. Is it Mos Eisley? Wherever it is. So it's just like, now you can just keep going straight, or you can turn around and, destine yourself to be in some sort of position, to sort of loop around, basically. So you could take your tokens and place them on the map where you'd like, let's say.
All right.
Or just tell me what you want to do, or where you want to be.
Spread out a little more than this. Just, I don't know. Nash would want to be kind of over here, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Just sort of less
Hope
bunched up.
you're conducting Stanley's direction, unless Stanley, you want to give Hope some advice.
No. I'm along for the ride, so.
Cool. In that case, then Hope would want to loop up to where Vorel is in case they need to grab Vorel and go.
All right. Move your tokens towards Vorel. The principal, sort of breaks a little bit and starts surfing backwards to examine what destruction is going to occur. So he's heading straight and turning around at you. Sort of look, you see everyone take their position. You look back, and the monster is upon you, and the goblins begin yelling out, "Ah!" It's not quite a war cry. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's both terrifying and also maybe unnecessary, not warrior-like, let's say, as the frightful presence of this creature begins affecting everyone in the vicinity. Now, Vorel, I believe you are under the effects of a hero's feast.
That
which
I am.
means you have an auto pass on the frightful presence. However, the goblins have had no such benefit. Okay, and I'm making some rolls for the different. So I'm not going to roll for all of your goblins. We're going to roll for segments of them. Okay. So those are for your goblins. Your lizard folk are also similarly affected. We'll let you know the results soon.
Oh, did they have any helmets from Caravelon? I know we had some equipped.
They do. They got grappling hooks and equipment from, yes.
Wasn't there a helmet in Caravelon that gave resistance to stunning, or was it fear?
It's been a little while. Let me look at I might have that custom. I definitely have my custom item list, so that's actually not. That's good call.
I think I can grab an old copy of Relaser Vorel
those
as well if we need him.
Oh, you want a Vorpal laser sword?
No, not the Vorpals. There were helmets back then that may have given resistance to fear.
Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten rid of that. I still have I have Key to the Chateau Weir here, magic infused thermal underwear. Okay, so Nanoweave Tevlar skin suit, S tier, Liz OS 3.4.
Feels like some skeezy sex dungeon stuff that you just described. That's fine.
That's battle armor, but yeah, it's actually anti-dragon battle armor for the lizard folk.
How dare you?
How dare you disparage my armor? Yeah, that's just for resistances. Okay, so that's good. Portal gun. Oh yeah, we had a portal gun.
Oh yeah, we had some cool stuff before
okay.
we lasered.
All right. Shoulder-mounted grappling harpoons. So they got those. And let me see here. Sorry, it's actually a pretty long list. I can't find it. Book of adjacent. Dampening helm. Here we go. Dampening helm. While wearing this helm, you gain resistance to psychic damage and immune to frighten and charm conditions. Booyakasha.
All right.
Nice memory. I'm
wow,
Yeah.
like a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect. So the lizard folk do not have to make these rolls. They are wearing helmets procured from Caravelon in addition to the grappling hooks and the skin suits that they're wearing. But 3/4 of the goblins begin running away from the battlefield. So they immediately get up and they start booking in all directions. 3/4. So you have some in the front line, the one near Bok Bok, and you yourself here in this corner. I'm going to put Bok Bok on the table as well. I forgot to put him there. Anyways, the ones in that corner remain steadfast, as well as your lizard folk. However, the goblins begin like booking it, and you hear Bok Bok yelling, "Back in hole, cowards! Listen to King Bok Bok!" And he's sort of yelling at them, and the goblins do not care. They're living to fight another day because this thing is absolutely terrifying. And the giant creature's mouth begins sinking in the hole, and the canyon itself begins dipping down into its mouth as it moves. Now, I think at this juncture, does everyone want to wait to perform any combat actions until he's triggered the trap? Just so that I'm clear on that one. Or do you guys want to perform any combat actions leading up to the trap triggering?
Is he still just clearly focused on us? And
yeah, he's like a train moving in a specific direction. So yes, there's oh, Bok Bok is on the table. I'm just really zoomed out.
I don't even think I'm in the right distance for it. Never mind.
Yeah, no, if you have something you want to do, that's why it sounds like,
if he's focused, the main thing is I want to keep his focus on the trench.
His focus won't be shifted. He's definitely heading in that direction. That's not an issue.
Okay.
I don't know what spells you guys have, what preparations you want to put into place before. So I think the spellcasters are more likely to need this opportunity than the fighters, but I'm just checking.
I'm good.
Okay. So with that, the Tarrasque, the goblins most of the goblins begin running away like mad. The lizard folk stand steadfast, waiting for their command to go, and Bok Bok's loyal troops look to Bok Bok, and they want to go, but they are scared of disappointing their leader. As the Tarrasque moves, and like epic music starts playing, like dun 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 dun. Well, not really, but in everyone's head, your blood is thundering in your temples.
Yeah.
As this giant creature begins sawing through, and he begins sawing up. As he moves in, he begins sawing up explosive barrels into his mouth. The time is nigh. The lizard folk look to you. The goblins look to you. The parties look to you. You have the trigger, Varel. The creature's has moved into position and is in the depths of the canyon. Do you hold or do you go?
Looks like we have a tighter middle part, just a little bit further. So without yelling hold, I would be holding.
Okay. All right. You look, you wait. He moves in, crunching more sand. The canyon begins falling apart, moving in further. He has no problems moving right there. Okay. And you yell.
I just press.
You press the button. All right, so we see Varel's finger beep as it hits the button. Explosions all over the place. So that's a 3d6 of fire damage per barrel. We have about 100 barrels. So can you roll me 300 d6, please?
With pleasure.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, man,
that's awesome.
Can I scroll? Is there a way to enter?
I don't know. You might have to do it in batches of 20. I don't know what sort of what you're using.
I'm going old school TV. I'm already too deep. I'm just gonna go around the house here. All right, 100 d6 rolling now. Calculating.
I want to see how you do it on.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time. I'm doing some map stuff here, and you know, I guess we have to fill the air for the audio listeners. Nash, tell us a story.
Oh, I don't have a good story at all.
359.
359 points of fire damage. All right, so giant plume of explosion just burn the whiskers off you. Just this giant violent explosion. Pieces of metal and shrapnel fly all over the place. Fire explodes, and the sides of the canyon walls begin collapsing. They fall. He's taller than the canyon walls, but they fall down onto his leg area. It's hard to see his legs because he moves through the sand so smoothly, but it gums up that area where he's stuck into the sand. And I'm just actually getting some rocks here now to put them on the map. I'm not prepared for the rocks. It feels silly. But yeah, why can't I find stones? Anyways,
Wait,
we don't need them.
Was it 100 d6 you asked him to roll, or 300 d6?
300 d6.
Wait, 300 d6?
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you
do
only
that
roll
roll
100?
Yeah,
two more
Kyle.
times.
Oh my. I'm going.
Thanks for buying me some time to
Yeah,
drop rocks.
go get your rocks.
I can't find them. You know, when you want rocks, you can't. When you want a rock, you can't find them. When you don't want them, they're freaking everywhere in your garden. You know.
Yeah.
I just need a couple of silly rocks just to, you know.
There's a. Oh wait, is that his shoulder or is that a rock? No, that's a rock. You did.
I did put a rock. Yeah. I kind of don't want them on the. Now that I thought about it, I just need a few to symbolize his trappedness. I'm not gonna fill the place. We're not going for accuracy. We're just
He
going
looks
for.
so happy. He looks like he just got delivered giant Tarrasque-sized meatballs, and he's just having a time.
Meatballs!
Yeah, best day.
Best Tarrasque day ever.
Got one up on his horn. That's where he
Yeah.
likes it. It's his power
He
spot.
stabs them and then he throws them in the air and then he goes. All right, let's see that. Let's see that damage. Good meatball. I eat meat.
There we go. There's one in his mouth.
Yeah, perfect. And I will remove explosive barrels from the map.
All right, I have the total.
Okay, the total for all 300 d6.
All 300 d6, 1,019.
Damn.
All right, 1019. So a giant plume of fire explodes into the canyon and the rocks begin burying him under. There's a huge pile of smoke. You can just make out like the shoulders and different pieces of the world breaker, but he is covered for moments in fire. So will the party hold while this explosion happens, or are they going to strike during the explosion?
Hope will
That's a
hold,
good
just in
question.
case.
Everyone's hold to find out. All right.
Yeah,
so
let's do the Godzilla thing where it's like, did it get him? And you know it didn't get him, but everybody
No.
waits for the smoke to clear to see if it did.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happens. Moments go by as the explosion, peters out. There's still little minor, what do they call them? Like aftershocks, like after explosions, like, and sand crumbles all in. Sand and stone, rocks roll all into the canyon, somewhat partially burying it. And as the smoke begins to clear, you hear, and the ground vibrates and shakes. And you can sort of, especially with your perception, Stanley, you have a very good view of what's going on here. You see that he was entirely unaffected by this fire damage, seemingly immune to its effects, as it looks completely undamaged but buried. And slowly the body begins to shake. The mouth begins to spin up. It slowed down somewhat, so it actually stopped moving as it crumbled in, but you can see the eyes light up. There's a glow in the eyes through the smoke, so you don't see the face, you just see the eyes. Shing! And you see and you hear the grinding of stone as it begins to spool back up.
All right. I would do Lizard Tactical Team, fire!
Beautiful. All right, and the lizard folk, the ridge looking quiet. All of a sudden, tons of lizard heads pop up with their beautiful dampening helmets, and they rush up, like, all 50 of them rush up to the sides, jump off the side of the cliff, and from their shoulders, as all these grappling hooks grapple into the Tarrasque side, and they gain purchase upon it. Oh, I have to move them to the back. Yeah. Back. Okay, there we go. I need to put these. The lizard folk jump on them now. This is going to be the entirety of their turn. We're going to enter into a combat state, so I'm going to take initiative rolls from everyone now as they jump on.
Initiative incoming. I don't have high hopes.
15 for Stanley.
That would
11 for Hope.
That'd be a 7. Yeah.
It's a good roll, Scott.
Yeah.
I just keep them in mind. I'm doing some other stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna need the 11 for Hope.
I got them written down here too.
7 for Stanley.
No, 15 for Stanley.
Like, no.
I like that you gave. Yeah, he's not going to accept that. That's terrible.
No.
I can't. It's impossible
Come on now.
It's-
Actually,
it's-
it is impossible
Yeah,
for me
it's
to
probably
roll to 7.
Yeah, it's probably impossible. Well, that's what happens when you go Dex build.
17.
17 for Vorel. And Nash, did you say your number?
Yeah, 7. I'm the 7.
Okay.
It was me all along. I was the
Yes.
7.
It's bad.
In the light of the 7.
In the 7 hells.
Yeah, a lot of 7s in fantasy, huh?
Yeah, 7s
Once
are
you have
big.
7 of something, you feel real important.
Seventh seal. It's probably from that.
And Divinity, it's the 7 divine or the whatever. And then in Game of Thrones, it's, by the light of the 7.
Yeah.
Old gods and the new.
And the new.
I mean, just picture having 7 of anything, and you're going to feel good about yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So thank you for that, Varel. The lizard folk emerge from the top of the canyon, shoot their grappling hooks into the sides, digs in very well, and they are all like zip onto them very gracefully and quickly. And now you can see through the plume of dust and fire, the lizard folk scaling across the sides, and they will take their turn to attack, but not before their king, Vorel, who has the highest initiative of everyone.
Excellent. I shall use my 40 movement speed. Draw
40.
forth my blade, of which I named Chrome's Bane, and run at the Tarrasque atop this cliff.
Chrome's Bane.
Okay, so you have to run towards them, so you won't have anything else to do this turn.
Oh, I do, in fact, because I have an ability called Instinctive Pounce
Oh.
that allows me to move my 40 as a movement, and then part of my bonus action, when I enter my rage, I can move
wiggle your
half
butt.
my speed. Yeah, digging like a cat.
Sorry, Kristen was funny, but I missed what you said. so
was
all
my
I know,
bad,
it's
sorry.
wiggle. No, not your bad. It's great. So Varel wiggles his butt.
Yep, and then I will use that 20 movement to jump onto the Tarrasque.
Okay, I think that gives you enough clearance there. Snap to center. Where's my? Yep, you are within range. Or I will do it from here, but you are within range. Perfect. So you jump off the side of the canyon, and with your brothers and sisters of the lizard folk kind, grapple onto the side of the moving mountain. Essentially,
Would that be
begin scaling?
my action for the grappling?
No, the surface is big enough and large enough and has enough handholds that it won't really require a skill check from you to get onto this creature.
Okay, well then I have an
And it's
action
still. It's you've if it was moving, yes, but it's still, so it's a pretty safe jump.
All right,
You have an
well I have an action then, so I'm gonna I run as I enter my rage, little retro rockets fire out my back. Whoa, do the jump with the swingy arms. Land, and then grab Chrome's Bane and slam it down into the beast.
Yeah.
Recklessly.
As possible.
Recklessly.
Reckless.
That would be a 22 for the attack.
Okay. This is you hit with Chrome's Bane. It hits skin and bounces off. Bing! The bounce on the skin almost throws the weapon out of your hand. As your hand, you lose grip with one hand, the other hand it flies all the way back, resisting the attack.
Well, I do have a second attack, so I will ride that around. Buckle in, thighs ablaze with squatting fury.
Thighs ablaze.
And I will bring it down again for another attack of the reckless nature. Oh, well, let's just slowly test the numbers here. 26.
26. You with thighs ablaze, you renew the strength of your attack, and this time the strike is true. It breaks the hard earthen metallic skin and busts into it, and a jet of black liquid shoots out just past your shoulder as whatever its life juice is begins shooting from its veins.
14 points of damage.
14 points? Then that's 14 points more for the Tarrasque.
Excellent.
Okay, perfect. Anything else you'd like to do?
The end.
The end. The end. Fine. So as you strike this way, your lizard folk brothers and sisters, your vassals, the men and women of your tactical team attempt with tooth and claw, with sword and mace, to beat this creature to find a way in, and all you can hear is the pounding of your team unsuccessfully breach or make any dent in it. As I don't think you're paying that much attention, but they essentially deliver no damage on their attacks, but they still fight it and try to get into position. And some of them begin to realize that this creature has an immunity to their attacks. Okay. Stanley, you are up, and you're up above on your surfboard along with Hope, watching the lizard folk make the first play.
All right. I will get on the front of the surfboard, crouch down, take aim, and fire a shot with my crossbow. My magical elven crossbow. With a 28 to hit.
Well done. You hit.
And 10 points of piercing damage.
All right. Just Varel, out of the periphery, you see as an arrow strikes in. Whoosh, long magical arrow hits, creates is there a type? It's just physical damage for this magic. There's no
yeah, just regular piercing bolt.
Yeah, it sinks into the side.
Although I don't remember if we did it or not, but didn't we talk about chroming up the arrows so that lightning would potentially strike them? I don't remember. I think we talked about it. I don't think we
that's a neat idea. Yeah, I don't think we talked about it. I don't remember. It's possible, but I don't remember.
I thought that came up some conversation. That's familiar to me. I don't remember how. Yeah, that takes you and the principal doing something. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do it though. I think we just talked about doing it. Okay. So yeah, it's just an arrow.
I have no memory of that, but it's a nice idea. Okay, so you fire the arrow into the side of the Tarrasque.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect.
That's what we did.
Wow.
Okay, now the Tarrasque himself, he's buried underneath these rocks, his bottom side. He's scaling up his mouth. He growls. And his first priority, as it seems, is to escape from this trap. His body begins shaking instinctively, kind of like almost the way a cat would shake off water. And the body begins moving, and the lizard folk are all at risk of being thrown from the side. They are grappled in, some of them, so they won't necessarily get thrown, but they may take damage from getting swatted around. So we're going to do a check on that, and they fail. They fail. Yeah, it would be a failure. So as the lizard folk begin attacking Varel, you see the lizard folk start to like he's trying to shake them off, so they're not getting shaken off. They're getting like slapped back and forth like this, like poof, 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 as he begins shaking and the grinders begin grinding. They take a collective amount of damage here from that. So some of them begin getting injured and bloodied, but none fall or die at this juncture. But they're getting swatted around quite a bit. That includes yourself. I will need you to make either a strength saving throw to hold on or some sort of acrobatic saving throw to jump and acrobat your way through it.
Very well. Strengthening. With a 25.
Okay, so you grab onto a scale and grab onto, like, for lack of a better term, natural formed drill bits and stalactites upon its back, and hold as the shaking is there, and you do not get thrown. Okay, and then it begins to try to move out of position and get away. It's going to make a strength check to break its way out of rocks. Natural 20. The creature, the creature just raises itself out, and you hear a large bellow throughout the canyon as rocks begin to grind up again. And it slowly begins to move out of the hole, regaining some movement speed. And I guess I got to move this entire thing, so hang on. And you begin moving along with it. What's its movement for? And it starts moving deeper into the canyon in the direction that it was going. But it's still slow at this time. Hasn't sped up to any high speed. Okay. That brings us to Bok Bok and the goblins. Bok Bok looks to his goblins and say, "Help, great Pharrell! Slay the boogeyman!" And then he begins running towards the side now. So I'm going to move them. Let me just try not to highlight Stanley and yourself here. I'm just going to move you a little bit for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these goblins here will make the jump. Bok Bok jumps on. Now they're using their dash actions. They don't have anything more to cash in, and these goblins just kind of derp down the side of the hill. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and begin running towards the backside of the Tarrasque, chasing it. It's not very safe given that it's left a bit of a crater in the back. Hope, you are up.
Okay, Hope's gonna maneuver the surfboard so that her and Stanley are parallel to the side that Varel's on with the Tarrasque, and then she'll shoot with her crossbow.
Okay, so you remember your surfboard, I think, can move up to 90 feet per turn. It can be dashed in as well, so you can go ahead and move yourself and Stanley up to, what is it, 40 spaces, I think? No, not 40. 9 spaces. What? I forgot how to calculate movement all of a sudden.
You got me. I'm terrible at that.
I'll get my calculator. 1 second. Brain just nowhere. 90 divided by 5. 18 spaces.
Cool. Looks like it didn't go too far, so I think we're good there.
Great. Excellent. So you move up there, and you take any actions?
Yep, she hits with her crossbow, and it looks like I got an 18, and that counts as a crit, because I'm a fighter.
Oh, counts as a crit,
Yes.
So you get a hit on an 18. Nice. So against all odds, you shoot the crossbow so hard. Does that work with any weapon? 18 just counts as a flat crit, right?
I'm pretty sure. I can look that up, though, if we need.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, because I know Champion is, like, it's pretty... It's not one of the subclasses with a lot of text in it. I guess it's pretty straightforward. It's like you hit on an 18. Yeah, improved critical, and then you have superior critical. Your weapon attacks. It's a weapon attack, so yes, it's a crit. So basically, the difference between you and Stanley shooting is you probably punched the crossbow bolt in addition to pulling the trigger. Just make sure it went in there.
It looks like I didn't roll very high though. My 2d6s were both ones. So
Oh shit! Well,
that was some 9 damage there.
I mean, it has a lot of carapace for you to break through, so it's you it's almost like you caused a bruise with it, where you're just like,
Let's make the hole bigger that Varel is starting to dig out.
yeah. Maybe let's say you hit the back of Stanley's crossbow bolt and pushed it in just a little.
Stanley's arrow went flying.
Like, I totally meant to do that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally a called shot. All right. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's it.
All right. That brings us to Nash.
All right.
Nash the Tarrasque is digging itself out of the canyon and beginning to move. What do we do?
Well, I don't like where it's heading because I see it moving my way, and I'm the only person here. So I'm going to.
Principal's on your left.
Yeah, I'm going to move over there.
Dad is on your left.
Dad is on my left.
Yeah, Pappy.
I want to move here, and I want to cast something on Varel to help him in his battle. And that will be just one moment. Where'd it go? Here it is. Oh, can I do that at a higher level? Hold on. Let's get okay. Let's do enlarge. Let's do that. I was going to do haste, but let's do enlarge. I'm going to make you big, Varel. So get ready to become huge at this level. Let's see, doubles in dimensions, weight, all that. We know all this. Let's see, what's the difference at this level?
Are you casting it at a higher level?
Yeah, I'm casting it at level 2 instead of 1. Oh, I can't even cast it at 1. I'm sorry, I can only cast it at 2, so it doesn't matter. 2 is where it's at. This is
not a scalable effect.
No, it doesn't scale. So we're doing that. I'm going to cast it, assuming he's willing. And I guess that's all I have to do, right? There's a Constitution 18 thing, but he doesn't have to roll anything, does he? He just accepts it. I haven't done this one in a while.
No, he just accepts it. It's only a saving throw if it's resisted, if it's unwilling.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have cast that now. His direction. You are now a big old double up size lizard man.
You successfully Rita repulsed.
Yep.
Oh, Rita repulsed.
Yeah.
From Power Rangers.
Yes. Famous for making monsters grow.
Now, Varel grows in size, but still looks like a dwarf in comparison to the giant world breaker. But you have a greater mobility upon his carapace with the increased size.
You are the biggest lizard on the joint as well. Look at all the little.
Anything else, Mr. Nash?
Nope. I will park my butt right there and hope that helps in the battle to come. I have nothing else I can provide.
All right, so you move out of the way so as to not be...
Yeah, I don't want to be in that trajectory of movement that you were showing earlier, so that's why I moved over there. I also had to be in the range of Kyle to do it. So,
Varel, you're up.
All right.
And you're big.
My lizard folk companion, you said, were being slammed about its considerably sharp carapace.
That's right. So the damage they were taking, it's like they're hooked in and they're getting like smashed back and forth as they're being shaken out of. In a way, it's almost a liability that they're hooked in. They're being shaken out of it.
Mm.
I didn't move some of the lizard folk on here, but none of them, as you can tell, in the heat of battle, have perished.
Okay. Now in Bigend, let's yeah. I will yell to the lizard folk.
Go for the legs! Tangle it in your wires, mighty warriors!
All right.
And then I will... I guess the things I'm holding got bigger, too. So my embiggened Chrome's Bane, I will attempt to start the walk and slash. The violent version of West Wing, where you drag the sword across the carapace and make a big old hole.
Violent version of West Wing.
And don't forget, you get, let's see, an additional, it's not a lot, but a 1d4 damage per weapon, per strike or whatever. So, and you also take 1d4 less damage when you get hit. While you're big, I mean.
I shall start making my way to the middle back and slashing the sword as I go. That'll be movement. It was immune to fire, so no point throwing on any of that business. Okay, cool. All right, I'm unleashing attacks. First attack is go. 28.
That is a hit.
28. We got 2 extra for the beginning. Let's dual wield this business. Or not dual wield, two-hand this sword. 12, 14, 18 points of magical, versatile, martial, slashing damage.
Magical, versatile.
Sounds like
damage.
marketing buzz. He's really selling you on these slashes.
Not only is it magical, it's versatile. How much damage was it? Sorry? Let's make a note of it.
18
All right, perfect.
for the first attack.
All right, it's a hit.
All right, into the second one. A nat 20.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, shit. We did it.
Gonna get my brutal critical here for being a brutal barbarian. Brutal 2 additional weapon dice when determining extra damage for a critical hit.
Oh, damn. You get extra dice for the critical hit?
Yeah, it's part of my barbarian business. 5, 7, 13, 14, 27 plus. So 29 points of slashing magical damage.
29 points of slashing. Okay, perfect.
Hoping to create some sort of large gash in the...
Have you added your
Shell.
additional dice from Scott?
Yes, that's been added.
And you said 29, right?
29. Plus raging. So 29, so 33 points of damage.
33. Okay, perfect. All right. So, and do you have any more hits to roll?
That's all of them.
All right. So you savagely, wail on the creature with your weapon, and this time, it's almost like cracking an egg. The first one makes a crack. The second one explodes it open into a giant geyser of blood as it spills out and drips down the side, and you break off a piece like cracking a walnut. You just just hulking the side until it smashes and rolls down its side, doing significant damage to this creature. It's quite a bit. Punching your way through to its flesh.
Excellent.
Again, the creature doesn't really react to it. It's still moving. It doesn't really react to you at this time, but you break a giant piece off its carapace.
That ends my turn.
Okay. And with that, I forgot, actually, I skipped a turn, but it's okay. I skipped a character's turn, but the principal lowers down on his surfboard finally, seeing the Tarrasque moving towards that direction, being freed. He moves into position in front of the Tarrasque, and as he does that, he does it almost casually as he flies down below, less worried, and he looks to He looks to Nash for a second. I'm breaking the fourth wall. So
Yeah.
Fear not this. Is it working?
Yep.
Yep.
Is my voice box working? Yes. Fear not, Nash. This creature will die at our hands. Come. Join me in its destruction.
I'll say, I can't move until my next turn.
Sorry, it just takes it's a lot of buttons to click. I need a more efficient way to swap back and forth to figure that out. The principal moves down towards the front of the creature. As it's moving slower as it attempts to break out. He reaches a hand forward, and he begins speaking words. It's not really words of magic. From his mouth come modem sounds like beep, boop, and he reaches his hands out and waves of like energy emerge forth from his hand as he attempts to pacify the creature with a domination spell. Okay.
That seems evil.
Does seem a little evil.
It's a little on the evil side.
Well, maybe the creature will legendary resist it.
And yes, thank you for the reminder. That was planned before, and I was like about to roll. And no. So he attempts. So the principal attempts to cast a high level spell, dominate monster, in order to dominate the will of this creature and control it for himself. The magic users may be aware of what he's doing, given their familiarity with the arcane, but the creature resists as the magic washes over him. It shakes from its body and slows it off, and he goes as he attempts to do that in front of him, but it fails from the legendary resistance. Okay, and perfect. We now move to the lizard folk. So the lizard folk, I hear your instruction, Varel, and they rush down. Like they immediately unhook their grappling hooks. There's like as they slap their shoulders, get the hooks off. They help each other and quickly begin rappelling down the side to get towards the legs. And they start. One lizard folk might be near one part of the leg, the other one might be the other, and they shoot a grappling hook, and the other one takes it and ties it to something, and they all start trying to just create a giant web of tying with their hooks, and they're taking off their packs at this point in order so that they don't themselves die to this giant creature. They start taking off their packs and start, basically forming a trap with their various packs. I'm going to roll a collective skill check on this. I would like to add a modifier from you. It would be charisma. What is your performing or some sort, either intimidation or performance modifiers to help them in their role, given your commands?
Intimidation is a 5. That'd be my best.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on your rulership style. So if you're barking out a command, it may be intimidating to not obey. So I'm willing to use an intimidation.
No, it'd be
persuasion.
going for inspiring. So that'd be a 0 on performance or
persuasion. Okay.
Yeah. So do the 0.
It isn't like a do what I tell you or die kind of thing.
No,
although like if that undercurrent's part of lizard folk domination,
and the glory of the situation should speak for itself. It's
all right. So it's not a got it. Okay. I've made a note of the roll. We'll find the results soon. But they have tied their various grappling hooks. They no longer have them. They're using them to try and trip up the creature. Stanley, we are now to you.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Mind Sliver on the creature. It's an Intelligence 21 saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Mind Sliver on the creature, Intelligence 21 saving throw.
Yes.
And Mind Sliver's effects, please.
On a failed save, it takes damage, and the next saving throw it has to make before the end of my next turn, it subtracts 1d4 from whatever the throw is.
Okay. I'll make the saving throw. I will make it. What's the DC to beat?
21.
And it's wisdom, right?
Intelligence.
Sorry, got a lot of tabs open. Intelligence. Oh, that's a bad one for me. It fails.
All right, it's going to take 16 points of psychic damage.
Oh. What about you, Dad? My brain hurts. more brain hurts. What's all right? And yeah, you deal damage, psychic damage to the creature. It wails out as its eyes fly, whips its head. Still trying to free itself from its restraints.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Mantle of Inspiration, and all the party members are going to get 14 temporary hit points. And if they want to burn a reaction to move, they can.
14, you say?
Yep.
Is that in addition to the 9 I already had hanging out? I don't remember why I had that.
It replaces it if you already had temporary hit points.
Okay.
But not
Although
the
if that was your
HP.
permanent,
Yeah.
that should have been permanently added to you, not temporary.
Oh, I'll write that separate because I don't have a way to change that. Hold on. Okay.
Oops.
All right. I put my temp at 14 and my 9 is at my max.
Yep.
Excellent.
And that'll be my turn unless people want to move.
I'm good.
I don't want to move yet.
Hope we'll move a little closer, but still stay parallel.
All right. That's my turn.
Okay, excellent. So you all right, so you see the following. The creature begins again moving, first an attempt to break off more of the rocks that it has, slowing its movement. Yeah, all right, so it breaks off more rocks. Oop, that's not a rock, that's a goblin. It breaks off more rocks, and it sort of shits, kicks the rocks free, or doesn't kick it, moves. As it attempts to kick the rocks free, it finds its restraint, and it begins to potentially fall over. It does not beat the roll of the lizard folk tying the ropes, and the Tarrasque, as it kicks off the rocks and frees itself, falls into the earth. Now, its mouth is partially in the earth, but its body sort of humps and slumps as it hits and sort of gets stuck and wedged further in between the canyon itself. I'm just going to grab everyone here and just move it. I didn't mean to move the rocks. Well, whatever, doesn't matter. And it just stops just before the principal, who's like got his hands out, who's being all brave and badass and doesn't move, even though, if that hadn't happened, he totally would have been eaten. But, he probably would say something along the lines of, he always knew it was going to happen that way. But your lizard folk tactic works, and the creature falls down, and in frustration, because he has an action remaining, he's going to use it for his multi-attack as he begins to lash out fervently against people there. So he turns around, takes a bite of one of the lizard folk on the back, and then swallows it. As he just shakes, because they're all around, right? So he like looks down, and he takes open his mouth. And he makes a bite and grabs it into his mouth. Then he begins attacking, like starting to pluck things off of his carapace with his claws as they come down quickly. Yeah, I mean, these are, yeah. So 2 hands take 2 lizard folk off and just crush them in the hands, and then just throw them, and you lose 2 more lizard folk that way. So we're going to remove 3 off of here. Oh no!
We did it!
We did it! Yay!
Buddy!
Tarrasque is no more. Oh, it's back.
That's the DM equivalent of the grocery store attendant trying to ring up. Oh, it's
Well, it's
free!
free!
Oh, it must
Yep.
be free!
I just worry. Is there an undo button in Roll20? I was like, oh shit! I deleted everything. All right, everything flies off.
I don't see
Sorry.
Varel on there now.
He's probably
yeah.
hiding.
Just make sure he didn't get deleted.
That means
Coward.
he's free, right?
I never hide. Well,
No.
that's not true.
Oh no, he's gone. He is gone. He got super deleted.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. I know where to find him.
A remnant of Varel.
That's not hard. That I have a shortcut for because you guys are in every map. So I don't know where you were. If you want to place yourself, I don't remember quite exactly where you were. He then uses his tail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God, he gets so many attacks. It's kind of crazy. He uses it. He uses his horns to scrape off a lizard folk from his arm, and paling it and killing it instantly. And then he takes with his tail a natural 20. He picks off one. It just is, he uses the tail. He doesn't pick it off, but he uses the tail to brush one from his skin as it swings on by and manages to clip one of the lizard folks. So you lose 5 of your tactical team right there to the Tarrasque. But it is, however, prone on the ground at the moment. Bok and his team are running as the creature has continued to move. Bok and his creatures. Oh my God, these stupid rocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so they begin making their way to this area and start attacking the feet essentially, and it's really not doing anything. These guys move up, so these brave goblins are slicing at the creature, hitting with clubs and stones, and just going as they hit, boom, 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 boom. But they may think they're hurting it, but they're not hurting it. Hope, you're up.
All right, Hope's gonna drive further down the line a little bit, still staying parallel with the Tarrasque and keeping Varel in view, and then fire off a shot from the crossbow.
Okay.
Uh, 21, I think, is a miss.
Yeah, it hits, but it just bounces off the carapace. Bing!
All right, she's just gonna keep watching.
All right, Nash.
Okay. So I got a question. I'd like to drop a bit of a bomb on him right here. I'm gonna highlight it.
You have a bomb?
Well, I want to do a fireball that I want it to be. I don't want to hurt anybody that I don't want to hurt. So.
Oh no, you have enough surface area that you'll probably be okay.
Okay. So maybe.
Kristen has something to say. So.
Think back to the barrel explosion.
Yeah.
Oh. But why? Wait, why in this case?
Barrel explosion.
Yeah, from where Hope almost died.
So, a couple things. All those dice that Kyle rolled.
Yeah.
He was immune to the damage because it was fire damage.
Oh, I missed that.
Now you have a feat, I believe, but I don't think it bypasses immunity. I think it only bypasses resistance.
I think that is correct. If he's immune, that feature has no effect on him. If he's resistant to fire, it can.
Yeah, your spells ignore resistance to fire, so you may want to rethink the fireball.
Okay. Well, in that case,
I feel like I may have missed that last week too. I think you casted a fireball on him last week.
Not on him, did I? Did I?
Well, I remember Stanley's disintegration rate being pretty crazy, but I think
don't remember
now. I think you hit him with a fireball because that's how you learned that spells with attack rolls seem to deflect and saving throws seem to go awry, but AoE damage seems to be pretty effective because it's diffuse. But of course, fireball, the fire from the explosion did nothing to him. So whatever happened, anyways, I have a memory that might have been the case the last time we played. Would have been an error on my part.
Real
but
quick,
we'll say it worked.
What was what was the successful damage type when Kyle just cast that? I missed both. What it?
Well, he has magical weapon, so he's hitting with a magical weapon. It's just slashing. I think it's one of the 3 weapon damage types: slashing, bludgeoning, and.
Do I know enough about Tarrasque's resistances? Hold on.
Slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing. There you go. So. It seems that attacks from magical weapons, those types are working, but you can see from the lizard folk and the goblins that non-magical weapons are not having an effect.
Okay.
Now, Stanley hit him with a disintegration ray, which is force damage. So force damage, definitely good. Psychic damage, definitely good. From the things that
Are you adherent to the
Stanley has done.
to the Tarrasque stats as presented by the D&D manual currently? Like it's
Can't answer that question. I can't answer those questions.
Okay. Because I'm reading there: fire, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Nash doesn't know what a Well, Nash might actually know what a Dungeons Master Guide is. So I still can't answer the question.
Let me tell you what I'm reading on D&D Beyond. Nash is on the internet.
Yeah.
Look, I whip out the monster.
Hold on, guys.
He's like, I whip out the monster manual and I look and see what I can learn.
All right. Here's what Nash is going to do. Nash is going to cast Chromatic Orb at level 9, and he's going to choose as his damage type lightning. Wait, let me make sure.
At level 9.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's do a big one.
Sure. Hey,
let's go hard.
You man.
Let's go hard.
Go for it. Live your best.
So remember what I just told you I told you this. So Nash has observed this, but you've both casted spells with ranged attack rolls that have bounced off its carapace. Chromatic Orb is a spell with a ranged attack roll. So I'm doing you the courtesy of just reminding you since we haven't played in 2 weeks.
So
Shit.
when something has this kind of resistance, if you do an AoE attack, it doesn't make that particular character roll under these conditions. So the DM is attempting to aid you to pick a spell.
This creature's highly resistant to magic, and so with ranged attack rolls, it generally bounces, it reflects.
Yeah.
You've noticed that because both you and Stanley have done so and learned that. And then saving throws, there's been talk of legendary resistance. Certain creatures can choose to auto win on saving throws, which is why Stanley was talking about burning resistances. But that's meta knowledge, but still it's okay. It's a tough battle. I don't mind. I don't mind that kind of knowledge.
Can I ask you a question on behalf of Nash?
Sure. Yeah.
So his 9th level spell is Blade of Disaster, which is sort of like that.
What? That sounds awesome.
which is sort of like a magical weapon sort of deal, based on my quick read through of it.
What book is this from?
It's a thing. It's 9th level. Let's see. Blade of Disaster. I forgot.
It's from Icewind Dale. Who owns Icewind Dale? Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Create a blade-shaped planar rift about 3 feet long, unoccupied space. See it within range. Blah blah blah. Let's see.
So if he were to cast this spell, just out of curiosity, because it is an attack roll one, but it's like a magical weapon taking an attack. Would the usual bounce off magic properties apply, or would it be like a weapon strike where he'd just have to beat the
so it has spell attacks. So anything where you're rolling a d20 to hit is a bounce.
Okay. All right.
Really?
So if you see when you cast a spell, you make up to 2 melee spell attacks. There you go.
Boo.
Spell attacks means roll a d20, add modifier.
Boo.
Yeah. So yes, it would this would absolutely be the worst spell to cast.
I don't know why, but I think the fact that this is a Nash spell cracks me up.
It's a cool spell. It's a cool spell. It's just, I mean, this Tarrasque sucks. Is what he does.
You've got lots of great spells, man.
Yeah, no, I don't. They're all
Ice Storm.
They're all D20 casty spells, including Ice Storm.
No, they aren't. Look, Ice Storm. No, it isn't. It's a Dex save. Sunburst, your 8th level spell, is a Constitution save.
Yeah.
You also have Banishment.
I mean, I don't know if it's
Banishment
resistant to radiant damage, but I kind of doubt it is.
But Banishment is not going to do shit. There's no way.
Have you read Banishment?
I've read Banishment, but I can...
You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence.
Yeah.
The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish them to a harmless demi-plane. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point, so you get a minute without it. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than you're on, the target is banished with the faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, target reappears. Otherwise, the target doesn't return.
Yeah, we actually talked about in-game, in-character. This was part of the plan.
Yeah, that's
we were
right.
going to banish him.
You're right. We did.
But we needed to burn legendary resistances first. We've burned one so far. But this is a 4th level spell. You could cast this multiple times.
Yeah, we taught that was part of the plan too, is I could try it multiple times. I remember now.
You got lots to do, man. You can do so much.
Yeah, but some of this is just
it's
distracting.
crazy.
Like freaking stinking cloud. It's not really going to hurt him.
Well, sure. What do you think I thought was going to happen when I shot it with a crossbow?
fair point.
You have right now. What you're doing is you're trying to wear down this creature so that you can combo it.
Yeah.
So this is about increasing its stagger meter. So you play an important role in helping to increase that stagger meter, even if you're not doing damage. And the stagger meter is the legendary resistances. So whatever you can do to bait the creature into, burning itself out, that's what needs to be done right now.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm not going straight to banishment yet.
Or buy time for Varel, and Varel will eventually beat the shit out of it.
That's true. That's true. I'm casting Ice Storm.
It's going to take us a few weeks.
I'm going to cast Ice Storm. John's right. It's a Dex 18 save, so I'm casting Ice Storm. Roll that save.
Ice Storm. Okay, so a hail of rock hard ice pounds to the ground in a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder on a point within range. 300 feet. Wow. You can cast that from far.
Yeah, it's super long.
You can kill a guy across town. They wouldn't even know you hit us.
Yeah, they wouldn't even know it was
guy
you.
out on his front lawn. Is that a little ice in the sky?
Like if you hated Ted down the street, you could cast an ice storm on his house, and he wouldn't even know.
He'd never know it was me. I'd get away with it.
Yeah. Creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 46 cold damage. Hailstones turn the storm's area of effect into difficult terrain. Probably not for a Tarrasque, but Okay, so it's a saving throw for this one, right?
Yep, 18, Dex 18.
And it roll a d4 and subtract it.
Because of Mind Sliver?
Mind Sliver, yeah.
All right. Thank you for remembering that. All right, so...
Oh, that might actually work.
16, 15, 14.
Guess I get really unlucky here.
Sorry, it was a dex save?
Yeah.
And the DC is, sorry? Your spellcasting DC?
My spellcasting DC is...
18.
18, sorry.
Just at the top, 18.
There it is.
Yeah, so it fails the save.
Okay, wow. I'm now going to roll some damage for that then.
Hell yes.
Would it have, can I just ask, would it have saved, or would it have saved if without John's Mind Sliver? I'm just curious. Did that make a difference?
No, it did not.
It didn't.
But it was close. I rolled pretty high, but
okay. So
with the roll I had, no, it would not have.
It's not a very dexterous creature, is what I'm gathering.
But it was pretty close. If I had rolled a couple higher, then yes, it would have made a difference for sure.
All right, here comes damage. Gosh dang it.
I don't know why I thought that was funny. Here comes damage, like it's
here comes damage.
Here comes damage.
It's a shitty roll, but a 1 and a 7, so 8 total.
8 total. Okay. Wait, that's all the damage?
That's it. 2d8. I'm only doing it level 4.
You do 2d8 and 46 cold damage. Did you roll both?
40. Where's the 46?
A creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 46 cold damage on a failed save. So you roll both 2d8 and 46.
That one. I don't see it even in my... Did I miss it in the thing? Hold on.
No, you probably just have to do it manually.
Oh, yeah, there it is. 46 cold. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So take that, which was 8. 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Add another 16 to that. So, what is that?
8 and 16 is 24.
23, 4. 24? 24 points 24. Of cold damage.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, 8 bludgeoning and... No, wait. The other way around. Hold on.
No, you said that right.
Did I say it right?
It's 24. 24 total.
Right. Okay.
And, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 46 cold, 2d8 bludgeoning. So that's correct. 24
magical
total.
Bludgeoning, so it works. It's not resisted. All my pens being.
Do you have a good ice pun to go along with your ice storm?
Let's see. I may be bold and I may be old, but what you just got was a little more cold. That's it.
I was thinking more of just like a snappy pun, but sure, that's a good spell incantation too, I guess.
Okay,
Like,
perfect.
I was thinking more chill out, nice to meet you.
Oh, I
Why
see.
don't you chill out?
More of
yeah.
a-
So the ice storm, you send an ice storm upon its head. As it's only 20 feet wide. This thing, so it's just like this targeted laser of an ice storm on its head as it pounds it down. Pieces of ice and hail and stone just like freeze and makes like this cold patch atop its head. It takes a significant amount of damage, and then it's as it is like prone on the ground and taking and being beat upon. That brings us to the end of round, I want to say 2.
Yeah.
After a good hour maybe of
12
combat.
seconds. 12 seconds
Yeah.
of combat.
12 seconds of
This is
combat.
epic.
All right. I think we're at the halfway point for our show, so why don't we? This is a good breaking point, and we'll start the next round when we return.
Sounds good. We'll take a quick break. Everybody come back in 10 or so, and we'll pick it up where we left off. We'll see you in a sec. look at this, you guys. There's a baby. Oh, there he goes. He's leaving. Oh, we lost him. The kid's a real Walker, Texas Junior. Couldn't be any cuter, John. Not you, the baby. I don't think you heard me. It's okay.
I heard you, Scott.
Thank
I
you.
didn't hear you. What's up?
I said couldn't be any cuter, the baby, not you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's
On
a
bo- on
cutie,
both
John.
counts.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
Goes running out of here. So cute.
Oh, is he
So
running?
happy. Oh, yeah, he's running like
Oh.
crazy. He loves running.
He's boogieing
The,
now.
the scariest part right now is one of his favorite things to do is to stand up on the bed and run on the bed. And
Sure.
then throw himself down on the bed.
Yeah.
And he's not worried about falling off the bed because
No.
it's never happened yet.
Yeah.
We are terrified of it. And because we're up there going, trying to stop him, he thinks it's a stay away game. So he's always running to the far edge of the bed where we can't catch him if he decides to fall off the side of the bed.
Yeah, he thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what kids do.
Indeed.
right,
Children
we
in
start-
their ways.
Pick up the tape here. Here we go. All right, we're back. Bo, we're back. We're in the fight. Let's do it. What do you got? What are we doing?
All right, so the principal floats closer to the Tarrasque and places both of his hands upon it, and ley lines of power begin emerging upon the Tarrasque carapace, although the carapace fights back towards it, and he yells out the following.
We must gain control of this creature. Nash, what are you waiting for? Burn through its defenses.
All right, and what he does is he seems to continue attempting the spell he was previous to dominate the creature, casting Dominate Monster, an 8th level spell upon this creature, and the creature must succeed on a saving throw, which he chooses to save again. So the principal, is attempting to take control of it. The creature is resisting him. Full stop. Varel, that brings us to your turn. You are pounding a hole into this thing upon its carapace.
And I shall continue to do so with this attack. 23.
Yep. So you attempt to hit it. It bounces off its skin again as the skin seems to recongeal quickly and starts forming a hardened carapace again in its place.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did the lizard folk go? Have they've been roping legs?
Lizard folk roped legs and got it prone, so it is
Okay.
prone currently.
Perfect. Okay, then I'll ride this into my
Doesn't have an
second
effect on
attack.
your roll, but it's not moving.
Night 22 on that one.
Okay, so you attempt to hit again. Swing, swing as you hit it, and it frustrates your attempts to create a hole into it.
Mm.
Any directives for the lizard folk since you moved before them?
So they got some ties around the legs. They all got prone. Otherwise, there are
There's-
goblins.
Yeah, there are goblins thwacking at the base of him, and the lizard folk are still scaling. They're okay. The Tarrasque is prone, so to speak. It's sunken into the dirt a bit due to the tying of the grappling hooks.
Okay, I will just yell,
Get clear, goblins! Run for your lives!
Okay. All right. And with that, the lizard folk, without any further direction, again attempt of their own ingenuity to try and break pieces off. So they, attack and claw, try to break pieces in frustration, but do not make any effect upon the creature. Stanley, you are up.
All right. I am going to cast Disintegrate at the 6th level on the Tarrasque.
Okay, you cast Disintegrate. Let's do this.
Dex 21 saving throw.
All right. And the creature, the heat penetrates the carapace again. And this time the creature, you attempt to hit it. Having been hit with this before, you can see that there's this whoom as the carapace shifts and moves to strengthen and reinforce the area in which you are hitting. It succeeds on the saving throw automatically, defending against your disintegration attack. It just sort of absorbs into the skin, causing colorful ripples that look quite beautiful across the skin.
Ah, he remember.
Yeah. He's adapted. He seems to have adapted to your attack. However, this is the third roll I've chosen not to take. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Stanley?
No, I'm just happy to be here.
Okay. Well, as you are content to be fighting this battle, the Tarrasque does something unexpected. With that hit of the disintegration, it takes the energies from the disintegration that it's absorbed into its carapace, and you see waves of red, white, hot light move throughout its carapace. And it immediately sends everything upon it into fiery disintegration. The lizard folk all yell out "Ah!" as they turn into dust. As it waves out, splashes over them. Varel, the wave comes to where you're there. You have a moment to either react with dexterity to jump off, or you can attempt to withstand the attack. You can let go, or you can withstand.
I would withstand.
Okay.
For 500.
You said that with such confidence. I love it.
Okay. Let's see here. So, 1 second. I will. Was that a dex roll you had on there?
Yeah, it was Dex save. For
All right. Dexterity saving throw, my man.
I mean, it was a strength saving throw.
Perhaps Constitution would be in order here.
And you've got an inspiration too, don't you?
I'm gonna need it. I rolled a 4 and a 3. So, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's inspire this resistance. 12.
All right. I'll be with you in just a second. I got rolling to do. This is a failure. All right, you take 71 points of force damage as you hold on to this carapace, and it attempts to burn you. You see it hit your hands, and it starts to break apart. Cracks in your body forms and begins to separate into separate pieces. But through sheer will of your soul, you're able to clasp on and go, "Not today!" and hold your corporeal form together as you scream out in pain. But with the pain, it's a release valve for the strength you are showing against the power of the attack, and resist it. Apart from the 71 points of force damage you need to deduct from
minus your D4 from it. It's not much, but the thing I gave you.
Oh,
Yeah.
But that's the bonus damage I do when I attack.
But you also get, if you're attacked
Do
and
I?
hurt, you get a D4 to minus from that as well. Am I interpreting that one wrong? I think it's right.
While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal 1d4 extra damage, is what I see.
Yeah.
I thought it
You also give them advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Oh, I'm looking at reduction. Never mind. Ignore me. You don't get a reduction. And if you did, it would.
Can you enlarge and reduce that? No, you can just pick one, right? You can't be like,
You can't do both.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would be
We
cool.
should make it that way. No, but you take the 71 points of force damage.
Cool.
And
I'm alive.
and but your lizard folk tactical team have burnt into nothing, to powder, essentially blowing into the wind, becomes one with the plume of dust already created in this canyon from the explosions as your forces melt away.
Do their armors and various grappling hooks melt, or are those intact?
Yeah, everything touching this creature is disintegrated as
Okay.
it whooshes over. And with that, the creature appears severely injured. It lets out a different type of yell that's it's really loud and high pitched. I can't really do it, Jurassic Park dinosaur style when it's like it's blood curdling the way it shrieks and echoes across the canyon, and with its fiery carapace begins to melt into the sand, which causes the principal to yell out from his vantage point the following.
The creature is retreating. Varel, you must stop it. It can't get away.
And the creature begins sinking into the earth. Half of its body starts molding down into it as it attempts to hide from your assaults. Bok, seeing your instruction and seeing the goblins who unfortunately happen to be connected with the Tarrasque while they were hitting it melt away before him, he goes, "Run away from Boogeyman! Boogeyman bad! Bad, go! Varel say run, we run! Go! And all the goblins begin, the remaining brave few are there, just take off, including Bok, who's now also heading for the hills. Hope, you're up.
Okay, with it starting to sink, Hope's going to keep the surfboard about 9 squares away so that she could get in and get out if she needs to grab Varel. But otherwise, she'll keep the distance and keep Stanley close enough to shoot spells, and then she'll shoot a bolt from her crossbow.
Okay.
It's a 1.
Oh, shit.
Ouch.
The crossbow jams and breaks. As you attempt to shoot it, it's no longer useful. It sort of goes, boing! So much for elven engineering.
Hope spits and chucks it to the ground.
You take a turn to, repair. Otherwise, and something we haven't been doing, I think crossbows require a reload. So there might actually be a turn required to reload them. Something to have a look at on those crossbow sheets, but we'll skip for now. But yeah, you'll have to take a turn to try and do emergency repairs on it, or you can throw it.
No, it's tossed. It's fallen. She doesn't care.
Right.
She's just going to focus on driving.
The weapon failed me. I get rid of the weapon.
You do have a multi-attack feature, so if you wanted to whip out a weapon, you have a free action to grab something quick and still cash in on your 2 attacks if you have the option.
Hope's still watching.
It's running away. You can get us close if you want.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as long as Stanley's okay with getting close.
You may want to help get Stanley into position for something.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Stanley's good.
Okay. All right.
Stanley's got a lot of hit points, so you get us wherever you want to be.
Okay, cool. So like I said, Hope will get within 9 squares of the Tarrasque above, so that if they need to dive down and grab Varel, they can do that.
All right, Nash, you're up.
All right. Well, things are looking grim, folks. By the way, the chat is right. He did take fire damage 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, I think that happened. Yeah. It's all right.
We're going to allow it, I guess.
Lucky shot.
Yeah. And in continuing effort to tell this thing to lose its resistances, I would like to cast the following. Whoops, clicked the wrong button. All right, we're going to try this sunburst. I haven't used it before, so we're going to give this a shot. Here's how it works. Brilliant sunlight flashes in a 60-foot radius. This is a Con 18 save. Creature within the light must make a Constitution saving throw, and if you fail it, 12d6 radiant damage. Blinded for 1 minute. That should work, right? If you don't save, I mean. Oh, wait a minute.
Burst.
I don't want to hit Varel, so I would try to. I know this thing's big enough to put it in places, so the radius I want to be away from Varel.
Yeah, it's 60 feet. The creature covers potentially enough area. Do you have careful spell feature?
Yeah, but I mean it's.
Well, we're right above it as well, technically. And
Yeah,
isn't it,
you have careful spells so that you can make it so that people up to 4. If you spend 1 sorcery point to allow up to 4 creatures to automatically succeed on a saving throw of a spell you cast, so they could be in range if the saving throw doesn't, is.
but we'll take half damage still, even with
Oh.
the save.
Yeah, it doesn't save him from full damage.
I mean, you could always try to banish him.
Think it's time?
Yeah.
It's not too early?
It's a 4th
he's
level
running
spell,
away.
dude. You can cast it for days. If
No.
it fails, oh well, cast it next time.
Well, I can cast it once. Because now my fourth level spells will be full at that point. Then I can do
yeah,
it
but
at
you
5th,
can
and then I can
cast
do
it
it
at
at 6th.
higher levels too.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know. I'm down to 1 here.
Go crazy. Go crazy.
All right,
with
let's
your
try it.
spells.
Let's try banishment.
You can't take them with you, man.
That was our plan to begin with. Let's follow through on the plan. I will cast banishment and try to send him somewhere else. And maybe he'll never come back.
Do you have a fun rhyme for banishment?
No. It doesn't.
You
It
just have to
doesn't
think of
rhyme.
a word that rhymes with banishment.
Banishment. Someone call the management. I'm about to use banishment. All right, let's do it. You need to make a.
As you cast banishment, you trigger a reaction from the principal.
Oh, wonderful.
The principal, upon hearing the words of the magic spell you cast, moves his head towards yours, reaches out a hand, and fires out a bolt of a white electrical energy in your direction.
Toward me?
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
Please make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Damn, dude.
Wait, hold on. No.
Oh, do we have a trump card?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast counterspell.
What if he's helping me, though? What if it's like a booster?
He's not helping you. He's an asshole. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I will cast counterspell at. Let's see. I really don't want him to cast this. I'll cast it at the 5th level, which means I only have to roll if the spell is above a 5th level spell.
Okay. 1 second. Let me get you your answers in a second here. Please wait in the lobby. So it's 6th level, the spell that you'll be countering.
Okay.
So that you're aware
So
what you
sounds
need to
like
do.
I'm rolling.
I'm not sure what counterspell mechanics, whether you're allowed to. It's like you have to know what it is, but I think you can tell that it's
The
6
DC
strength.
equals 10 plus the spell's level. Okay, let's do it.
Where are you? Have
Finish
we used a
roll.
counterspell before? I don't think I've ever
That I
run a
remember.
counterspell in a game, so this is first for me. I think
I think I also.
it's a reaction, so good timing is good. Creatures cast a spell 3rd level or lower, spell fails automatically. 4th level or higher makes an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, so it'd be 16.
Okay, what's the deal with the higher level? When you cast the spell using spell at 4th level interrupted, has no effect.
You can bypass the need for
Okay.
A saving throw.
Okay. Am I adding anything to this roll?
So remember that the principles of powerful creature and that certain principles of saving throws may also apply here.
Oh shit.
So you may want to. I will give you this insight for free. You may want to cast it at a higher level if you want to prevent the saving throw from being rolled by the principal.
How badly do I not want him to cast it?
It is Nash's targeting, so I know that's a factor. You know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want him to cast it, but it is Nash. Do I 8th level not want him to cast it?
I don't blame you.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. 8th level
Oh my gosh.
counterspell.
I'm never gonna.
I told you it was 6, so 8th is not necessary.
I
When you
don't have
cast this
spell
music-
slots of a lower level.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're going to use the 8th level spell slot for it.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So he's prevented from rolling a saving throw. So there's almost this like showdown kind of thing that happens where he turns around, he goes to fire at you, you go to react, And the moment slows down. We see the eyes of Nash, the eyes of the principal, the eyes of the Varel looking angry, the eyes of Hope, and then the eyes of Stanley. And then you immediately react by counterspell. What is it like? What does your counterspell look like? Is it a projectile? Is it just a magical wall of some kind?
Yeah, all of a sudden just this like neon barrier lifts in front of the principal and envelops he's pointing his hand, right?
Yeah, he reached out his hand like
Yeah,
this.
it just envelops his hand and just sinks into it. No damage, but all of his magic is muted and disappears in it.
Okay, so everyone sees the principal making the attack toward the hostile action towards Nash, and they see Stanley's reaction to counter it. Well done, Stanley.
We're going to miss that 8th level. All right, so now banishment still happening.
Yeah, it's still your turn. So So all right, I guess I got to roll the saving throw for the.
Yep, charisma 18.
Okay. Charisma 18.
The old cha-cha.
Charisma 18. Okay. Oh, really?
What does that mean? We got an old really.
Okay. It succeeds on its saving throw.
Gosh dang it!
As you yell out to go tell upper management you're about to cast banishment, you cast the spell out, and the carapace absorbs the energies from the spell.
Damn it.
But it was a past saving throw, so you can still attempt it in the future. It's not
No, I know.
immune to it or anything.
Okay. Well, that's my turn, I guess.
All right.
It was a good turn. It revealed a lot. Don't be discouraged.
I'm not.
It revealed that it can't autosave, or at least chose not to, and it revealed that the principal is a dick.
Yeah, and I'm holding fast to this knowledge. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the principal, seeing that his intention has been revealed, begins by saying the following villainous line first.
Nash, it was too early for this. My plans have not yet been completed. No true power.
Yeah, he gets cut off. and
Yep.
he begins glowing on his turn, and he casts out a field of energy around the Tarrasque. And as it was sinking into the earth, it slowly stops sinking and starts rising again as the principal has it not enthralled in some way, but like is preventing it from moving down any further. And he stares deep into the Tarrasque's eyes, taunting it. And principal begins floating backwards upon the surfboard, dragging the Tarrasque along with him towards the northern mountains. As he begins moving again further north away from everyone.
Is he able to cast the second spell?
Yeah, it's a very interesting development. Varel,
Okay, good.
It is your
good to know.
It is your turn. We're in a new round, by the way. So it's his turn on the new round.
Okay, did I see all of this with the spell cast and I was racked with pain. I heard the principal say stop it from.
Yeah, you heard
the
yell out. You heard Stanley cast counterspell.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, your battle awareness is quite high, so you saw from your periphery that something occurred.
Huh.
And you've seen definitely that this energy is now enveloped the Tarrasque that was previously sinking. There's these large, like almost kind of like grappling beams that surround the Tarrasque, and the principal's pulling him northerly towards the mountains. All the while, the Tarrasque itself is crunching, still chewing world in its mouth, essentially. So he's basically preventing the Tarrasque from escaping, and he's pulling it through the mountains of his own strength. And there's this bright glow of chrome energy around him. And all his ley lines are bright blue as well.
Okay,
ley lines. Yeah.
So the energy surrounding it is like under my feet then.
Yeah, you see it like it's all around you. Yeah, and you're on top of it, being pulled along with it.
Okay. All right, well, that would be interrupting my work then. And I will yell, Principal! And I will run to the edge of the Tarrasque and dive at the principal on his board and attempt to slam into him midair.
All right, and it's your acrobatics versus my acrobatics as I attempt to dodge. Or as the principal attempts to dodge. It's not me.
That's good to know.
Attempt to stay on your feet in a tricky situation. With
jumping.
jumping.
You better pull out all the stops on this one.
with jumping being an athleticsy thing, could I?
Yes, I would argue athletics for a power jump rather than
All right.
a acrobatic jump. Yes, you may use
Excellent.
athletics.
Power jump it is. Ooh.
Ooh.
28.
Picture of Varel going, ooh.
All right. I myself rolled a natural 20 on this one.
Aww.
But skill checks do not count for auto successes. That's only for attack rolls. So your number beats my number, and you rush. So you're using your move action to run to the top. You do the jump, which is an action, and the part of the jump was to grab onto the principal, right?
Correct.
So we're going to two-stage this. You get your jump. You miss. He goes to dodge, but you anticipated the dodge as you power leap off the snout of the Tarrasque and onto the surfboard into the principal. You now have to do a grappling check if you wish to do the grapple.
Let's do it. Let's grapple. Nat 20.
Nat 20 for me too. I got a nat 20 as well.
Oh, damn.
What?
Yeah,
So-
just 2 in a row.
So 30. 30 is my highest.
30.
That's chaos.
We're here to kill chaos.
I guess we're here to kill. Yeah, if we're gonna kill chaos, let's do it. His name is.
It's an even grapple.
Oh shit!
As you attempt to grapple, you don't grapple onto him, or you grapple onto him to the extent that he can grapple you, and you're both locked with hands upon each other.
Well, I am large. Does that give me any?
Oh. Well, you are large, but he is chrome, and he is also quite. Yeah.
You may be large.
Yeah, no, I think this works out to still be even. It's like
Cool.
But hang on, let me just get his stat sheet up here for a second. Okay.
We like
All right,
locking
yeah, no, that's it.
hands.
Yeah, you're locked hands, so you're upon the surfboard. He drops his magic. The Tarrasque is broken free, and you both you don't have him grappled fully, but you are in like a you're basically in mid grapple trying to figure out who's going to be the dominant in this situation upon it. So you're tangled up in him essentially, and the spell against the Tarrasque drops. And you have a bonus action remaining, I believe.
I do. He has fire resist as I remember it back in the day. So I'm gonna do a Hungry Jaws and bite him. It's a bonus action.
Yep.
I will unleash my bite with a 23.
Okay. Let me see here. That will be a hit.
Excellent. Then hook him up with 15 points of biting damage.
Okay,
Non-magical piercing.
Yeah, because it is non-magical, your teeth hit the chrome, like teeth, like fingernails on a chalkboard. They make this high-pitched sound as your teeth scrape across the surface, leaving a little trace of cut as it slides on his shoulder. It doesn't do any damage.
Okay, I will research if I still get temporary hit points. But
Okay,
that'll be the
yeah.
end of my turn.
Sure. All right, the lizard folk are all dead. They don't get a turn. Stanley, you're up.
Okay, so the Tarrasque got set free. Is it falling, or is it so big it was still on the ground?
It's always been on the ground. He was just dragging it across the ground, but it's been released, so it's just on the ground at this point.
Okay. Varel's up there grappling the principal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nash is doing Nash things.
You understand probably that the Tarrasque could very likely begin burrowing again to get away. Unless you could somehow figure out how to keep it from doing this.
I mean, I have a way. We could try. Stanley will look to Hope and say, "Get ready, we need to retrieve it." And then I'm going to cast Polymorph on the Tarrasque and turn it into a little snail.
Oh, shit. Okay.
A little tiny snail.
All right, the big guns are coming out. All right, let's see here. It's a rego polymorph, not true, right?
Right.
At any particular level?
Just 4th level, Wisdom 21 saving throw.
Wisdom 21. All right, let's have a look at what I got to do here. Wisdom 21. Okay. It's a fail. Is there any size restrictions before, just to make sure we do this right?
Let me check.
Just in case. I don't think
I'm
there
always
is, but
so excited to cast it.
I should have asked that before I confirmed the thing, but I just want to make sure we're good here.
Let's see.
Beast challenge rating equal less than. Yep. Target assumes. Yeah, don't think so. It doesn't have. No, there's no size restriction on it. You reach out, cast polymorph, and whoop, the creature disappears. Yeah, it just disappears. You're pretty far away from where the snail's going to land, so you don't see anything.
That's why I told Hope she's got the board.
Okay.
And we can't let the. Oh, we'll just. We gotta go. We gotta get this. We gotta get this snail.
All right. So it is now the Tarrasque's turn. If you're done with your turn, I need to. Do I have a spell?
Oh, you know what? We'll do this. Hold on. Yeah, bonus action. We're gonna use Mantle of Inspiration again. Hit the party. If you've lost them, 14 temporary hit points back to you, and you can burn your reaction right now to move.
All right. So Stanley gives you a nudge.
Okay, Hope's gonna fly down toward the middle because in her mind, she assumes that when it turns into the snail, it'll transform into a snail in the middle of where it would have been, right?
Yeah.
It'll shrink down into the center, so that's where she's headed.
Okay, perfect. So you head towards that area where it is, and Stanley, you spy a little snail crawling across the sand.
Oh, it's on the ground! We're gonna have to catch it. Oh. Aww.
No, it was attached to the ground, so it would polymorph attached. And I get why you would think that, because you know, like a World of Warcraft polymorphs often features in the video the sheep,
and they fall.
Yeah. But no, there's no danger to the Tarrasque. It's the snails now just living a snail life.
He started burrowing. Get him!
I so wish I had taken True Polymorph and the chance that this was just real, and just somewhere on the planet there is a snail that is actually a Tarrasque that could eat the entire world. And if any predator ever messes with it, our planet has a problem.
Yeah. That's funny. So this lasts up to an hour. You have to maintain concentration, so not taking damage is going to be pretty important for you.
Yeah.
It's going to blow a pretty big hole in your pocket if you're picking it up. So what you're doing. So Hope brings you to the area of the ground where the snail is crawling. You can free action pick it up. You don't have any other moves, but you can.
Yeah,
you haven't used a free action.
I'll grab it. I'll hold it. I'm gonna hold it out.
You have a snail-sized. You have a snail in your hand.
We won't hold it out. We'll keep it close. We give a, don't let it.
All right. And the way this spell works is it doesn't roll saving throws on each of its turn. It is just a Tarrasque, so it's out of combat until it reappears again. Bok, with that, Bok and company are still running away through the desert. Hope, it is your turn.
All right, Hope's gonna drive Stanley and the snail Tarrasque up to Nash and see if we can't get rid of this thing.
Yeah, now we can banish it.
Yeah, I love this.
So if we banish it, we banish it in snail form. Yeah.
It doesn't have a high resistance as a snail.
No,
like,
and you still got
I-
inspiration, Nash.
I'm gonna do it.
All right, hang on. Let me. So I don't have a snail. Hang on.
I
Snail,
don't think snail stat sheets
snail
exist.
stat block 5e. There might be on the
Does
internet.
it have at least a
There's
little
a-
grinder still on it?
There's a Reddit thread for it. I need stats for a snail. Let's see. Take the stats of a crab from Monster Manual, drop it to 1 HP. All right, let me have a look.
Really? That's
snail.
simple?
Yeah, that's a real tough snail. That snail's ready.
War snail.
I mean,
Yeah.
if a Tarrasque became a snail, I would imagine it would be a pretty.
All right,
rare
now it does
snail.
retain some stuff during the transformation. Let's be specific. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast, but it retains its alignment. It's all of it's overwritten.
Yeah,
So it's an evil snail.
it doesn't like me, but it's
Gonna eat
still a
this
snail.
dirt.
All right.
I'm gonna suction to you so hard.
All right. So I hope you bring up Stanley next to Nash on the surfboard. And it's Nash. It's your turn next. So I hope you don't have anything else you want to do. Then
She's gonna be keeping an eye on the fight with Varel and kind of be ready to drop everyone off if she needs to go join. But right now, she wants to make sure that snail's gone.
okay, Nash, you're up.
Okay. So
Stanley has a snail in his hand that used to be a Tarrasque.
I'm going to make an attempt to, using inspiration, make an attempt to banish the little piece of shit. So that's what we're
You
going
don't
to do.
even need the
You
inspiration.
know, the inspiration I don't think works here because it'll be the snail rolling, not you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you can
duh.
save that.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
So-
it. We're banishing it at level 5 because I don't have any 4 slots anymore. Oh, no, I do. I have one more slot. I'm an idiot. I'm banishing it 4.
Okay, banishment at 4, and that's 21 wisdom,
No,
And I've-
18 charisma.
18 curve.
It's a handsome snail. You'd be surprised.
18 charisma.
Hello.
18 charisma, and let's see. All right.
Stuck to any nice walls?
The
lately?
snail doesn't have quite the same charisma modifier as a Tarrasque does.
We just need salt. Don't tell me you rolled like a nat 20 or something.
I roll a nat 20.
Shut up!
Oh, gosh dang it.
Are you kidding?
You want to see? You want to see?
I believe you.
The super charismatic snail.
Son of a
I warned you.
There's my 20. That's 3 20s like in a row.
Oh my god.
The spell fails. You cast the spell. The snail just keeps moving around in Stanley's hand. You say, word up to the upper management. Time to cast banishment. Nothing happens. Burn the spell slot.
That is bullshit. Does anyone
Okay,
have-
it's now for your turn.
Can we just smush it or something?
No, then it turns into a Tarrasque.
Yeah, if it loses, like your dragon, if it loses its hit points, it's gonna
Oh, it goes
turn
back.
in.
Okay.
Yeah, banishment's your only option only way out of this with this course of action. However, Varel's has a different set of problems. He now has a chrome man in his arms. And he's on a
Since
surfboard.
he's not currently grappled. We're just sort of standing here. Do we just start trading blows?
Yeah, I mean, he was. The concern would be that he changed allegiance, right? He shot at Nash. He was taking the Tarrasque for himself. You could try talking to him and asking him what's up, or you could just keep fighting him. I mean, that's up to you.
I would like to push him off the surfboard and have a.
Okay. This is it's a
me on top
contest.
of him. Use him as the landing pad as I push both of us off.
Oh, you want to jump with him? You don't want to
Yeah.
stay on the. You sure about the fall damage?
I was just picturing.
Yeah, just.
You're sure about the fall damage? I need a
Yeah.
consent form. I'm not liable for your fall damage.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
My lord.
All right. It's going to be a strength contest.
All right, let's do it. 24.
Okay, and yeah, My roll was not as good this time. You caught me. You got the DM on a bad roll. Finally, it succeeds. And so how do you clamber on back and push him off with your feet, or just like he's below you, obviously, right?
Well, if we're in a surfboard, even if it's flying, I would want to put my leg kind of behind him so I tip the surfboard and then go falling down with him below me to break my own fall.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It's not going to break your own fall, but you could probably, like it's somewhat, but he's chrome, so this isn't a safe landing device. Is there any way you would do damage to him? You guys are both going to suffer fall damage.
Yep, it's bludgeoning, and I'm in a rage, so I take half damage.
So you take half. Okay, but is there any way that you can inflict more damage? I guess you have because you've used your action, but you have a bonus action. I don't know if you have an option to make more of this.
No, because all I can do is flame burst. I mean, I'll flame burst as I take him down, just to
okay.
For posterity.
So you look like a comet. If anything, it looks cool. It's like this fiery comet hits the ground
as we go down.
All right. So, but how high up were we? I said the Tarrasque is about the size of a mountain, so this is pretty high up. It's every 10 feet past the first 10 feet is 1d6, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be rolling. Yeah.
I did not burn my reaction for the movement because Hope moved us.
Yeah, we're in a new round.
To feather fall him at the last second.
Yes, you have a reaction because we're in a new round.
Okay.
So you at the start of a new round, everyone gets their reaction back. So
I want to feather fall Varel at the last possible moment so that he maybe suspects that it didn't even happen.
Okay, so you need let's get a deception roll.
Okay, I just
keep the dream alive.
Yeah, I want him to think, man, I did that fall and I took no damage.
It's contested versus Varel, so Varel, I need you to make a perception roll and contest it with Stanley's lying roll.
It's a 26 for the deception.
15.
All right, so you have no idea that Stanley is about to do the following thing. All right, and so you do fall like a comet. Principal hits the ground. I will be rolling fall damage for him. However, you do not take any damage. And in fact, this is bludgeoning damage, so the principal's not going to take any damage either.
Right, I was wondering that for a hot second. As me, the player, not as Varel, he wouldn't care.
Yeah, exactly. So he falls to the ground like a heavy anchor. Boom! And he lands deep in the dirt. So he doesn't just, land on top of the dirt. Oh no, why would he part the dirt? I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Just like a heavy thing. But there's a big thud, a big splash of sand and dust. Poof! And he hits it like a hard anchor. And you land right on top of him. Unbeknownst to you, you're under the effects of Featherfall currently. You land without taking any damage either.
Awesome. Okay. I will have my big, what would that be like? It's not quite Tyrannosaurus size, but I'm bigger. I'd have my foot on his chest, my fist raised. I'll do my burst of fire damage here for 4 points of fire damage, if it matters.
Okay. Well, he's immune to it, so yeah. Whoosh.
And body language wise, I'm about to just drill that head into the sand, just keep punching.
Okay, perfect. I actually, because the way I wrote this is so scribbled. I actually skipped his turn. He would have been first. So, but it's fine that you went first. He's going to have a turn now. In this combat. So, now he attempts to grapple you by the neck. He just unaffected. His eyes look straight up at you. Hand goes up right on the neck.
My neck is a ways up. My neck is far away. I am tall.
Oh, okay. Magically, his chrome hand extends to reach his neck.
Very well. Well played, Principal.
It is now an athletics contest. Or you can use dexterity to dodge, but I know you're going to use strength. So.
Yep. You got the right of it. 21.
All right. You attempt to do that, and even though it's long, so he had to extend his arm, but you extend your neck back a little farther, and he misses the grapple. All right, and he attempts to, because you have him underneath, he can't really get up without taking you off of him. You are still heavy enough and muscular enough. If he's an avatar of metal, you are an avatar of muscle and flesh, and you were holding him down. That brings us to Stanley. Back to your turn. You may want to impart some inspiration to Nash for his next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. He clearly needs it. Just to help put everybody's mind a little more at ease. Let me just see what the size of this is. Oh, nice. This will work perfectly. I am going to cast my 9th level spell, Prismatic Wall, and fold it into a dome over the top of us.
Oh shit!
And so we are all encased in it. Varel has permission to enter and to pass through it. So do all of us. Principal is locked out.
What?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, he's locked
Okay.
out. He's locked out. No him. I know it's shocking. And then I will also go ahead and give Nash inspiration.
All right, so this is your 9th level big boy spell. Like, this is a beautiful rainbow wall of energy, magical animus all around you.
So the fact that I have inspiration already from the DM, does that interfere with you giving me inspiration? Because I still have inspiration. I couldn't use it on that last thing.
It's different. He's talking actually about bardic inspiration.
Okay.
You have DM
Although
inspiration.
I don't know if that would actually help him.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is
this,
if it's
but-
is it just redundant or is
It would help him if he was rolling a save. Like anytime Scott makes a roll, he can add it.
Yeah.
Your bardic inspiration.
My-
but
the-
it's the snail making the roll. So
yeah,
you
the
need to
banishment.
affect-
The banishment
You
had
have s-
no. I couldn't use it. So
Well,
you have to
know
affect
what?
the snail somehow.
He's
Right.
still going to get it because Stanley's going to go ahead and take the time and go, Nash, look, I know that things are tense and it's fun to be the wacky wizard and all. This is the most important spell of your life. You can do this. Stop thinking about your dad, stop thinking about a dragon, and focus on sending this thing where it's supposed to go. Okay?
oh, that's
And that's-
really inspirational that you just.
Yeah,
I feel very
inspirational.
inspired. Yeah.
You get a D12. Look at you.
I feel inspired. This is
We
great.
finally got some role play. That's awesome.
Yep.
Um,
All right. I'll take his bardic gift.
And that will be my turn.
okay. All right. That brings us to Hope. Hope, anything?
Hope trusts Varel, so she's still very curious to see this through because she knows after this goes off, we'll have to get Nash to his dad. Get that set up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can move out there now if you want to, but you're going to stay and provide moral support.
Okay, so what she'll do is she'll stick her head out and go, Varel, remember, don't kill him. Just hurt him a lot. And then she'll pull her head back in.
Okay. Yeah. I like the idea of your head poking out of a giant rainbow wall. Nash, you're up.
Okay. Guys, it's time to talk to upper management again. We're going to give it a shot. So 4th spell slots are gone. Let's go with 5th. Here comes banishment. Charisma
Third time's a
18
charm.
saving throw. Let's do it.
We're rooting for you, but we're really rooting for Bo to do badly.
Yeah, we want you to roll horribly. If this is another D20, I might have to rage quit the world.
Wow,
The
don't
world,
say
not
that.
just the game, not just the world.
I'm
I'll
leaving
banish
the
myself.
planet.
All right. So it's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, I got to use the snail's stat block. Let me just bring up the snail. All right. Here we go.
Shit.
It's 18.
18 is yes, that's not what you rolled, right?
No, but I'm just doing the math. I'm like, the odds are pretty low that I should be saving. Like it succeeds.
What?
Your spell
Oh,
succeeds.
my spell succeeds. I thought you meant the thing.
You did it, Nash!
Oh my gosh.
So you cast the spells. Let's hear those magic words one last time.
All right. I call to upper management and call down the banishment.
Okay, let me see here. So if the target is named to a different plane of existence when you're on, it's banished with a faint popping noise. So you hear,
Mhm.
yeah, and the snail just goes boop, and pops out of existence upon Stanley's hand. And you now have the 1 minute wait.
Yep, that's
this-
the That's the hard part.
So, Stanley, you still... Oh, how does this affect polymorph? Because you're not within range of him. I don't think that matters. Some spells, if you move out of range, the effects end.
Yeah.
So you're definitely out of range of your polymorph target, right?
Yeah, but I have to maintain concentration.
Well, not if you're out of range
If
and the
it's
spell
gone,
fails.
so I would think concentration would drop and it would turn back into a Tarrasque.
That's right. Last duration until the
Although
dragon...
Nash is technically concentrating on the banishment, and it's not here for the banishment, so I don't know. How does
Yeah,
magic
no,
work?
I'm just looking. I'm reading. I'm re-reviewing the thing. Yeah, it only says if it drops to 0 hit points. It says nothing about transplanar.
So it's just a snail
There's no transplanar affectation, so it's still a snail.
in the weir, somewhere in the weir.
Well, the weir doesn't. You guys kind of blew up the weir, so who knows where it is, but it's somewhere.
No, that's good. If we blew up the weir and it should go to the weir, then it's going to whatever void is where the weir was, and that maybe that helps us keep it there. Power of suggestion over here.
Either way, we still have to keep you from breaking concentration for a minute.
Nash will focus all his energy on this focus. He will focus.
Maybe the weir isn't fully destroyed, and by sending the Tarrasque back, it can world break the weir instead of Earth. Maybe you've really done the totally right thing, the ultimate victory.
Could be.
But so both you and Stanley for the next minute can't lose your concentration, or else you're gonna be sitting inside a Tarrasque, potentially.
Okay.
Inside a prismatic wall. Okay. So that brings us back to you. It brings us back because Principal actually has higher initiative. So it brings us back to the Principal, who makes another attempt to push you off, Varel.
All right. 19.
Okay. I've got a 27. So this time he gets you by the neck, and instead of just grappling you to hold you, he just takes you, and then he there's some momentum as his chrome arm goes even further, and he pushes you off, and you land on your back in a pile of sand. Poof! And then he quickly gets back up and turns to face the party.
You fools. You do not know what you have done. Nash, I thought we had an understanding.
Shh, I'm concentrating.
Nash, listen to me. Listen to me now.
Blah, 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 blah. I can't hear you. I gotta focus. Like, straight up, I really do.
With that, since you're ignoring him and you're all standing inside the bubble, he's going to attack the bubble. But he can't, because he's used his action to get up. So he begins Terminator style, marching towards the prismatic wall until you see his form, his shadow looming outside the wall. It is now Stanley's turn. Or Varel's turn. Sorry, Varel. Varel, you're first.
All right. I will... wait, hang on. Oh, Nash is concentrating, which means I'm no longer big.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So
Your
I
regular
shrink back
size.
down. Now, they're in a ball in the air, right? Or did they land in...
We're on the ground. It's
Okay.
a dome over the top of us.
Do you have the surfboards inside? Let's get a little better of a map. I'll reorient this stuff here. Sorry, you go ahead, Varel.
All right. Well, from the fall, I will pick up Chrome's Bane, noting its name, staring at the principal's back turned to me, and I will charge him for a great big Chrome's Bane stab.
Chrome's Bane stab. That's funny.
Stab
that's
of
the wrong map.
Chrome's Bane.
I was gonna say a bloodbath just appeared.
All right, so to close the distance, because he's walked in an opposite direction from you. Well, you can get... Yeah, it's fine. You can close the distance on him. That's fine.
Where is he right now?
I'm still working on the map.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do theater of the mind until I get them. Things didn't play out quite how I thought they would. You averted the principal's aim. Oh my god.
It's strong.
It's not me.
That is a Scott drawing for sure.
How do I delete this?
Scott's thinking about penis.
Yep.
Oh, there's no deleting this.
There we go. Let's go.
Okay, there we go. So the principal is here.
Oh, geez, he's closer than I thought.
Oh yeah, he's far away.
I got to draw your chrome, your prismatic wall. So let's figure
It's
that out.
30 feet in diameter.
Oh, that's big enough. So he's probably not that close. Spell effects. I bought too much stuff on Roll20. It's like so many folders now. I'm just like, where's the spell effects folder? No, not that spell effects folder. All right, well, I don't think I have one specifically for prismatic wall, but I should have some. Oh, you know what? I do, actually. It's kind of cool. It's a dome, so you'll be in the dome, too. You said 30 feet, right?
Yep.
30, yeah.
In diameter, so that's like
It's 15 feet from the center.
It's 15 feet? Okay. Diameter is the full circle-to-circle thing?
Yeah, I think so. Right? Center to side is your diameter.
Radius is the hat, like center to side, right?
Right.
Radius.
I believe so.
10, 20.
It's been a while since I've actually had to ask myself that.
All right, so there's your prismatic dome wall. That makes sense to you guys?
Yep.
All right, so Varel, you've come. He's walked up to the thing. There we go. Now we got some map representation.
Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, Varel, you went to make an attack on him?
Yes. I will. Does it take any movement to stand up? Am I good for this distance?
You're good for this. You jump. It's half your movement, actually. You'll have to dash to close the distance towards him.
So I don't get an action?
He threw you. Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, okay. Well, then I'm gonna throw Chrome's Bane.
Oh, okay, perfect.
From whatever distance I get to. So I think that would put. Yeah.
I'll just put you within like a next turn. You could get there, kind of thing. You just didn't far enough to be inconvenient.
Cool. Yeah, I will throw Chrome's Bane.
All right, and make it. You can still use athletics for thrown. Well, it has to have a thrown weapon tag for you to be able to do that. Otherwise, it is a dex. Attack roll. So.
Yep, it's mostly just to get his attention and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So let's throw the weapon. A 14.
All right, you throw your weapon, boom, it hits him in the head and falls to the ground, doing no damage. And his head slowly turns back towards you, and you see the corner of his glowing blue eye face you.
Awesome. As he does that, I will light up the shield and ready any sort of defense he might require of me.
Okay, perfect.
But I've gotten his attention.
Stanley, you're up.
Okay, so he's approached the wall.
Yeah, he's turning around to face Pharrell now. Yes, he's right next to the wall.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my guitar. My guitar.
Yeah.
And I am going to hit the Doom chord and cast Destructive Wave aimed at him.
Okay, and this is not requiring any concentration that would override.
Correct. It's a Constitution 21 save for him.
Okay, let me get his skill sheet here. That's a failure on the save.
Okay, that's going to be initially 25 points of thunder damage, 21 points of radiant damage, and he is knocked prone.
Oh shit, he's got a prone knocking?
He's got a prone knocking.
He's got a prone knocking.
All right.
Yeah.
He now saves instead.
Okay, then it's half the damage and he does not get knocked prone.
Okay. Half the damage. Okay, perfect.
So it was 46 total.
4d6 total. Just getting his health here.
Or wait, actually, hold on. Let me double check that real quick. make sure that it is half damage. I'm pretty sure it is, but
Yeah, I think it is. I had it.
yeah,
up.
yeah, half as much.
Pretty sure it's half
Okay.
damage. All right, perfect. Excellent. All right, so it still does damage him as the wave of light goes out. You can see his form, crack, piece of chrome chip onto the ground. But he's turning around. He's like Terminator style, turning around to face Pharrell. Says nothing.
And then I will go ahead and give Varel inspiration because Nash already has it. So we'll give Varel inspiration, and I'll just say, Varel, we need him held off for a minute. No doubt you can manage much more than that. And that's a D12 of inspiration for you.
All right, so we should start timing this minute. A minute's going to be 10 turns.
Have we already done
down
a turn?
one turn.
We've done, I was going to say we're at 9 then, right?
Yeah, we're on the 9th turn currently. Okay.
9 turns left.
He has, for those who are keeping score, he has burnt. He's made a saving throw without rolling. Just a little FYI for you guys there. Okay. I need to take better notes. Okay, we're good. It's just all over the place.
That's fine.
This is my sheet looks like. It's just like blah blah blah. So, all right. That brings us to Hope.
All right, cool. So just to check with you, John, the prism wall, he can't go through that, correct?
He can't, you can, and you can fire through it.
Perfect.
He can't.
Oh, and he can't fire through it. Okay,
Right.
Perfect. All right, so Hope's going to throw diplomacy into the air and say parlay and send it out so it stabs him, I guess now in the front since he's facing Varel.
Okay. You wanted to swing it around and go, Poosh. Gotcha. Make your attack roll.
13.
Okay. It hits him, his metal, just bing, and makes like a high-pitched noise against his chrome.
Okay, cool. And then
Sparks fly up.
Back off a little so there's a bit of distance between him and the magic sword. And then Hope will walk up to the edge of the prism and go for 3 attacks on his back.
Oh, through the wall, because you can reach him from here. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it happen. Make it so, number 1.
All right, first one is a 27.
Okay. That's a hit. What weapon are you using? Sorry.
She pulled out her +2 rapier.
Okay, great. It's a hit.
Second is a 24.
Yep. Also a hit.
And then a 29 for the third one.
All right, roll up some damage. For all 3.
16 damage for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
12 damage for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And 17 damage for the third one.
Okay, perfect. Let me get a calc open here. Calculator. 17 for the third one, so 17 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 6. 45 total. Okay, perfect. So you do an extensive amount of damage to the creature, or to the principal himself, as you reach out with the sword and go shrink, 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 and sink it in. It sinks into the chrome, and each time it sinks into the chrome, you see, you pull it out, and like chrome, liquid chrome, like drools out of his back. Still seems to pay it no mind, but you successfully stab it and damage it with your magical weapon as it sinks deeply in each time, and there are now 3 streams of chrome liquid drooling onto the sand and clumping up in this weird way on the sand.
Okay, cool. And with her movement, she'll go ahead and get on a board by herself, and she'll kind of nod at Nash and Stanley and get ready to fly out. She won't fly out yet. She still wants to kind of see what's going on between Varel and the principal, but she's ready to go.
Okay. All right, Nash, it's your turn.
Okay. Despite this focus that I've got, and despite the knowledge that Nash has that his dad's getting the crap kicked out of him right now, he would still decide that that's okay, and he would help. So he is going to also contribute to the damage fest happening over there. And so stuff from inside the bubble can hurt him if I shoot. Okay.
Yep.
We've determined that. All right. In that case, let's go simple because I don't want to burn any slots for this. Let's go.
Whoa!
Is that? Wow. Sorry. That must
Who
have
made
sounded,
that noise?
That was me, but it must have sounded weird. I just went.
That was incredible.
You did it at the same time as Kristen was kind of coughing, so I thought maybe Kristen had made that noise, and I was like,
it was just me doing that.
Whoa!
I don't know what it sounded
like. It was like mind blowing. First, I was like, "You can make a sound like that? Like that's insane."
It must have
like
done.
lasers.
It must have done something weird.
Scott, not to tell you what to do.
Oh,
want
now
to point
what?
something out.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Is this acceptable?
No, this is good because this is a Tarrasque and a snail thing and a different thing. I don't want to F this up, so you tell me.
Oh, no. You know what? I think I take it back. Yeah, never mind. I take it back.
Oh,
well, don't cast any concentration spells.
I almost told him to cast a concentration spell. It would have been bad.
Yeah, I can't do any of that. Okay. So just to keep things simple, I'm going to cast. I can't remember what he's resistant to.
Well, anytime we've seen fire hit him, it hasn't seemed to bother him.
Yeah.
The things you notice are fire and non-magical weapons don't seem to dent him.
All right.
I think.
I'm gonna go with. We're gonna go with a little acid splash. Although, can I do this without hitting everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like I can. All right. We're doing acid splash. Just a cantrip of acid.
All right. Is that a touch range or like it's close range?
It's close range, 60 feet.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
Dex 18's. You got to do a Dex 18 saving throw, or I guess I have to.
Scott's very tall.
I like how you think 60 feet's close range, but okay.
Yeah, it's not close at all. You got to do a Dex 18 saving throw.
Dex. It's a fail.
All right, that's good.
Flash him.
Here comes. Whoops. Didn't make sound, but that's okay. 15 points of acid damage.
15 points of acid damage. You do 15 points of acid damage, and you notice highly effective as you splash it out onto his back. The holes of the principal that Hope put there open up into entire waterfall as his back as the acid chews and bubbles away at his back, dealing double the amount of damage.
Oh.
As the acid hits towards his back and melts, and it's almost like he has a cape of liquid metal now as it bleeds, and he has this like this he's leaving a trail of chrome liquid on the ground that's slowly congealing into a hard surface on the ground. He again doesn't react, as if he doesn't feel any pain, but both of you have made significant change to his form using these attacks.
Okay. Wow. That's the best cantrip result I ever had. It's awesome. They're usually pretty lame.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Take that, upper management.
Upper management with your demand for banishment. How about one of these? All right. That's my turn then. Still focused, still concentrating.
I make the stock markets crash with the old spell acid splash.
Splash. There you go. See?
All right. All right, so that's your turn. So now it is the principal's turn. He's Terminator style.
Oh, wait. Terminator. I was reading here with prismatic wall. That's what's cast, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is right. Actually, yep.
Roll that con saving throw.
Why is he in the wall?
If another creature that can see the wall moves within 20 feet of it or starts its turn there, they have to succeed on the Constitution saving throw or become blinded for 1 minute.
Oh, we got blindness in the house. Well, that's maybe not the most sensitive thing I've ever said, but I'm sorry. I just, we got some. Felt a little weird saying that.
Yeah.
That's the secret 8th layer is the blindness, right? So what's my DC for this?
21.
Oh my shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is definitely a 9th level spell. Okay.
You could always choose to automatically save, but you might need those saves later. Look at Bo. He's just like, whatever, shut up.
Strategy, right?
Well, I mean, Constitution is not the hardest thing for this creature. He is a muscle man of metal. But it will be very disruptive, I think.
He's blind for a minute. That's great. That's a great amount of time. You can do a lot in a minute.
Got some contemplating to do here with this spell list. Again, a role-playing spell list, so you're like, what can I do?
Also, thank you, Kristen. Good catch. I forgot about that. I was just happy to have a wall up.
Yeah, I was really curious to see what it did because it does so much.
All right. I will choose to automatically save versus the blind. That's every turn I got to make that roll?
If you start adjacent to it, yeah.
Is it adjacent? Yeah, that's the other question I have.
What was it? Within...
It's a
moves
range of 100
within
feet.
or starts its
feet.
turn there.
Within 20 feet.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's 4 squares out. Oof. Okay.
It's very bright, apparently.
I have like this notion that I'm trying to look very cinematic to deal with Varel over here. And you guys are really just like pounding the shit out of him while I do it.
I mean, that makes it more cinematic, right? Hopefully.
Yeah. It definitely does. Yeah. I mean, it's the DM balance thing where it's like, this guy's really tough. So like, of course you can't kill him easily. And you're like, we're easily killing him, dude. And I'm like, but then this happens. All right. And like these like stat blocks for like, high-end creatures are obviously, it's the podcast pressure. If we're just all hanging out, I'm like, just give me a minute. I have to read something. But it's like, we're doing a show. Is this boring? Oh no.
You're fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah, because I'm just reviewing my options here. What about this one? What about this option? Okay. All right, and that's what we'll do. Although, Varel, you'll be happy about this, but we'll see. He moves in the direction, having done this, towards Varel. Now that you've shrunken down in size, he does tower over you by a few inches as he moves forward.
Of opportunity.
Do you want to make an attack of opportunity? So I feel like I derped my way into this, where I'm like, the principal walks straight up to the prismatic wall and gets owned when he didn't have to do that at all. But okay.
He walked up to it, turned around, and then started walking away.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I clearly wasn't that prepared for prismatic wall. I'm just like, not. Anyways, whatever. Yes, you want your attack of opportunity? Hope?
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Take your attack of opportunity.
You've got an opportunity.
24.
Nice.
24. Yeah, it's a hit. Roll your damage.
10 damage.
You stab into him again, further increasing the waterfall of chrome melting out of his back as he walks towards Varel. Varel, he leaves a hardened mass of chrome on the ground, almost like a sidewalk, because he's bleeding so much from the back. The acid damage that Nash did was particularly effective against him. But he walks up to you, Varel, quietly, peacefully, with a grim assurance in his action. And he reaches out. As you prepare for battle, he quickly, before you can react, because he knows, he can't slowly move his hand into position, but he's moving slowly. You don't even blink. It's just within one frame of perception to the next. All of a sudden, it's almost like a third arm is on your snout, and he places a finger upon your snout and casts Finger of Death.
Can I cast Counterspell? You gonna get all magical?
Have you used a reaction this turn? I
No.
don't think so. You can cast Counterspell.
That's fantastic news. I'm really happy about it. Although I don't have a high slot, so it's going to be at 5th level.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to roll. I get to add my spell casting modifier, and I have to beat, or the DC is 10 plus the spell's level. Okay. See how this goes.
So
And I get advantage on it, so do that. See what the highest one was. Okay. So the highest roll would be a 19.
Wait, why are you rolling?
Yeah. Because I'm assuming Finger of Death, whatever he's doing, is a higher than level 5, 5th level spell.
I thought maybe the target. Maybe I'm confused. You're probably right. I just was confused. You do the roll, not the count. It's not a saving throw.
No, it's not.
You make a spell check. Okay.
Yeah.
Ability check. Nice. And your roll was
a 19.
Okay. You successfully. Oh shit. Right. I only get it. Hang on. Fucking counterspell. Sorry.
I'm on a roller coaster here. I went off this ride.
It's not that hard, but if the creature's casting a third spell, so you want to auto. Okay, the reason you're doing make an ability check. Oh, you make the ability check.
Yeah.
Oh, then we did this wrong in the first place then, because the way I framed it to you is casting it higher would prevent.
Yes, but that's
the Tarrasque.
It's in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
okay.
fine.
It's in the past.
I was wrong all along. Well, I mean, I made you burn something.
An 8th level spell, yes. It's painful, but it's in the past. It's fine.
Yeah. It was dramatic. it was dramatic. So, I won one with the fireball, or we didn't. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. Back to the game. So, the finger's upon your snout, and you feel the touch of death in your nostril for but a second, and you see behind you Stanley's glowing eyes and hand outreached as death curls back into his finger. And the principal goes, hang on, it's gonna take a second to switch over to get the reaction. Just everyone hang in there.
You all right?
Oh, it's so worth it. It's a long journey for
Like
His face changes in confusion. Nothing happens. And the spell slot is, of course, burned for the principal. It is now Stanley's turn.
Great. Let's shred a little more on this guitar and spend another set of points to cast Destructive Wave at him again.
Okay. All right.
Constitution 21 saving throw.
Constitution 21 saving throw. All right, let's do it. Yeah, I saved by a point. So, yeah.
All right. Then we will say
Half damage.
Yep, so it was 40 damage total, so it'd be 20 damage all told.
And it's radiant, right?
It's a mixture of radiant and thunder.
Okay, both have an effect. 20. Okay, you deal 20 points of radiant and thunder damage, and again, chunks of his chrome fall off. His body appears to be slowly melting before you as his form takes more and more damage. Hope, you're up.
Did we miss my turn?
We did.
Oh
miss
yeah,
your turn.
we
It
did.
is your
Yeah.
turn. Sorry.
Right. No worries. No,
that was my bad.
He's within.
Yeah, he's walked up to you essentially, and his
30
finger is on
feet.
your snout still.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening.
I think I'm gonna football tackle him and just start trying to push him into the wall. That's my master plan.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
want to slam him into the prismatic wall.
All right, that'll require a grapple contest. Let's do this again.
So if I may slap aside the hand, and I'm just gonna, like the football practice, like full on in the probably very thin robotic torso in the hourglass.
Yep.
Start pushing.
Make it a good one.
Double 15s for a 25.
You win the contest.
All
And this time you cast aside the hand, you grab him, and you push him with the grapple. What's the movement here? You have from your position, it would be 5, 10, 15. You have 40 movement, right?
Yes.
And you don't even need the full amount. Okay. All right, you push him into the wall.
Awesome.
Nice.
So you grapple him, and he attempts to fight you, but his body's becoming weaker and weaker as chrome begins melting all through it. The chrome also pours over your body. So as you grab him, you now have chrome on your skin, and it's covering you. Now, when it hits the ground and stays there, not for very long, it begins to harden on the ground. It's would normally be hot and melty to the touch, but as I understand it, one of your features is that you are constantly on fire in a way, and you have resistance to fire damage, if I understand that correctly.
Correct. Just resistance, not immunity.
We're not rolling for any heat damage at the moment, but it is hot, and you feel its heat upon your scales. But in the heat of combat, it still hasn't reached you yet. As your body becomes covered with chrome liquid, you move the principal into the wall. And he will, I guess, face the first layer of the wall.
Yep, 20. Roll a 21. I think they're all the same. A 21 Constitution save. Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm glad I checked. Sorry. The wall does not require concentration to maintain.
No.
Good. Okay, because I was like, uh-oh. We got 2 concentration spells, so I just had to double check that. That's really good. Okay, so that's good. So first layer is the red, right?
Yep. 21 Constitution save for red.
All right, well, you're just going to roll the Constitution save, and it is... it's failed from 21 as a DC.
Okay. I can roll the damage if you want. I don't think it matters. It's fire damage.
It's fire damage, yes. So now, can he still pass through it?
Mm-hmm.
It does so 1 layer at a time through all the wall's layers. As it passes or reaches through each layer, the creature must make a dexterity saving throw to be effective. So I guess what I'm asking is, movement's not slowed, so in theory, Varel can push him through all the layers in the single turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, it's not like he's got to do 1 turn at a time through each layer. It's just he's got to suffer the effects. And the layer, and I'm just wondering, you don't have to destroy the layer to pass through it. You just suffer.
Destroying the layer just gets rid of it.
So we're now in
stays there.
We're now in super slow motion. As the red one hits him, it lights on fire. It doesn't matter. But then the orange one hits him, and now he has to roll a saving throw for the orange one.
Yep.
The orange
one. Yeah, okay. I will choose to save on this one, considering
I can see why.
Considering what it is.
Okay. So it's going to be half damage. Let me roll it.
Yep, 10d6 acid damage on a failed in half on a failed save.
Okay, 23 points of acid damage.
23 points. All right, and that amount is doubled. 23 to 46. So the red does nothing, Varel, but the acid damage, as you push him through the acid layer, his body begins turning completely into liquid, almost as if you're like shoving him through a food processor. He still retains some of his form, but it's turning. You can see this from the inside of the prismatic wall. It's like a chrome skeleton is only appearing, where like his chrome flesh is being peeled off into acid, and he begins melting. And you hear he finally he doesn't make out any cries of pain as you would expect a normal creature to do, but you hear this emanate from his voice box. You
fools.
And he begins melting. All right, which layer is next?
Next is yellow. Another 21 Constitution save.
21 Constitution save. Well, all right, let's make it. It's a failure.
Okay.
So it's the full
That's
10d6 damage.
29 points of lightning damage.
Okay. All right, he's still going. Next layer is green.
Yep.
All right,
21
saving throw.
Constitution. Yep.
Saving throw. It is a success. However, I'm just going to save some time here. As he moves through the poison layer, it does nothing. No damage. Doesn't. It's hard to tell because he's getting chewed up by the various layers, but this will do no damage to him.
Okay.
And you've learned now he has an immunity to poison.
Okay.
Next up
Blue.
is blue, and this is the cold layer. All right.
Yep.
Natural 20, so yes, he'll hit 25, I think, with this, so he beats it. But you still get to roll cold damage. He takes half the cold damage.
That is 41 points of cold damage.
Damn.
All right, and with that, Varel, as you push him through the cold layer, his body freezes up into an icicle, and he stops moving. As he laughs, it just cuts off completely with no voice. He's now completely, he's now gone completely frozen. But just for the epicness, you can still take his body and crush him through the remaining layers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're going through Indigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. The creature is restrained.
Indigos, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
So roll your Constitution save, I guess.
All right. It is 22.
Okay, so it succeeds.
Yeah. So if it succeeds, it's just not affected, right?
Yeah.
But if it fails, then it has to roll 3 times to get out.
Yes.
Like, let's just read it out for our listeners so they know
Yeah.
how crazy the spell gets. This is only 1/8 of the spell. On a failed save, the creature is restrained. It must make a con saving throw at the end of each of its turns. If it successfully saves 3 times, the spell ends. If it fails 3 times, it's permanently turned to stone. The successes and failures don't need to be consecutive. Keep track of. It's just like death saving throws. Get free or turn to stone. While this layer is in place, spells can't be cast through the wall. Uh-oh. The layer is destroyed by bright light, shed by daylight, or similar spell of equal or higher level. Well, how many spells did we cast through the wall?
I thought up at the top it said that it could be.
That depends which overrides what. Because it might just be that people can pass through it.
Well,
let's double check.
I think it'll probably be okay because technically what I cast were area spells. But
we could say you've poked your hand out to cast it, so it's not really like there's nothing keeping you from moving in or any movement. So I think we're fine, is what I'm going to say. I'll just roll that.
Yeah. Okay, so should we do the violet layer?
Yeah. So since he passed that, he's not subjected to any of these rules. And just for everyone's benefit, layer is destroyed by bright light or a daylight spell. Bright light of a daylight spell or similar spell. You just got to shine light on it. Violet. On a failed save, the creature is blinded. So let's do that. Okay, it fails, so its eyes go black, I guess. It must then make a wisdom saving throw at the start of your next turn. A successful save ends the blindness. If it fails the save, the creature is transported to another plane of the GM's choosing.
A real escalation in effect. It's like, so you can't see. Please roll again. You fail.
You get pushed through it, you go blind, and then on your next turn, if you you either save from the blindness at the start of your next turn, or you get banished to another plane of existence.
Yep.
The spell is like so overkill, man. It's insane. Like what? Like we've had to stop for like 20 minutes just to figure out how the spell works. It's insane. This layer is destroyed by a dispel magic spell or similar spell. Anyways, so these aren't damaging because what I wanted to drive home for Varel is that you successfully football tackle him to his death through the various layers as he disintegrates into a pile of chrome liquid. However, you are completely covered in chrome, and the chrome is going to do fire damage to you. So let's cover that first. You'll take 12 fire damage this round. Okay. And you'll take fire damage so long as you have the chrome on you until it hardens. Yes. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I'm done.
You're done. All right. So, and we are at the close of our session. So I think we're due for a cliffhanger. So as this happens, the principal disintegrates into chrome liquid, into a puddle on the ground, essentially, and a puddle all over Varel. Varel is steaming as he walks into the prismatic wall, but within seconds, Varel's chrome begins to harden and harden upon his carapace. And without really intending it, he's seemingly taken the chrome, whatever that will mean. But there isn't much time to think about such things as night descends in the background. Well, it's not night. It's way too early in the morning, but you can see the moon. The sky clears up, and the sky of Earth is so clear in the desert that you can actually sort of make out the shape of the moon up in the sky. And then you see these large plumes of dust. You don't hear anything, but you see almost looks like, a flower that might be radiating spores that you get too close to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Poof. See these poofs on the moon. And then within seconds, 12 arcs of gray dust shoot across the sky, and you see all around your prismatic wall. And doors on rocket pods swing open, and 12 principals step forth.
Hope is going to very angrily look at Varel. I said don't kill him.
And walk out of the rockets. What'll happen? We'll find out next time on There Will Be Principals.
Oh my gosh, that's too many. It's like a convention of principles. I hate it. It's not going to be great. All right.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You're one to talk.
Yeah, no kidding. Come back next time. Or do we have any... Yeah, it's a dumb question. Never mind. We don't have any insurance that the snail is ever coming back yet, do we? Is the minute passed?
Nope. We still have, and I have a lot of notes to take down, but that was another round. We're on the 8th round. So you still have to survive 8 more rounds before this Tarrasque is also fully dead. So, you're gonna have to try and not take any damage from 12 principals, which may be possible, given that you've got a prismatic wall around you. But I don't know how long it lasts and what kind of tricks these 12 principals will have to break through the prismatic wall.
Yeah, I hope your wall's good, John. That's all I'm
10
saying.
minutes is what he's got. So the wall, in theory, the wall will outlast your banishment plan.
Yeah.
But that's assuming the principals can't break it down first.
Well, we're about to find out. You'll have to tune in next week. In the meantime, go to the website, therewillbedungeons.com. You can ask us questions. You can support us. There's a link there for a little financial support. All sorts of other things you can do on the site. So if you're confused about anything to do with the show, you likely get answers there. Therewillbedungeons.com. There Be Dungeons on Twitter. That'll do it for me, for John, for Bo, for Kristen, for Kyle, and for all of you. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. Well done, everyone.